Welcome to a beautiful Wednesday night in November. The legendary sports show of all time on twitch.tv/nightsky02. This is Roundtable Replay. Welcome everyone. My name is Night Sky and I will be your legendary host for yet again another beautiful night of sports talk. Tonight, we have some very interesting topics covering, of course, MLB, NFL, NHL, maybe even NBA. We'll see. Of course, we have a special guest tonight. The Geek Slays will be on later on. And of course, our regular call-in session will be active later on tonight. So if you're ready for some sports talk, I hope you are. Hopefully the volume is not too loud. Let's go ahead and get started. I'm very excited. What's going on, Lee? What's going on, Nolan, who says he will not be here? Because no one asked. Fantastic. That's a lot. Lee, I think you're this will be your first time watching this particular program, so I'm very excited for you to watch indeed. But we do have a lot to talk about. But not too much, because actually we have some major headlines as well as just some regular sports talk that we have to address overall. So nothing too crazy. Okay, I can probably change the music. Whoops. Sorry. Okay, we're good. All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome. Glad you're all here. Lee, since you are here, you get to choose the color of the light. So which color would you prefer? We have red, blue, green, and a bunch of other random colors that I actually have no idea what is going on. So we won't worry about that too much. I'm just going to turn this down right about here. I don't even have the logo thingy up either. Whoops. I'm so sorry. That's all right. We're good to go. All right. So if you would like to call in later on, and how to call in is basically join my Discord server. You guys can call in. We can talk about whatever you want to talk about sports related. And we'll just go off. Go green. Oh, I love the sound of that already. Sounds good to me, brother. All right. There we go. Perfect. Alrighty. Well, until our guest is ready to go, we do have a couple things to talk about. I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes here before we go ahead and get started. But I'm very excited to talk about this week. Obviously, you know, this is our third episode. So far, I'm excited just to kind of see where this goes and basically develop it a bit further. Obviously, it is not perfect. This is a very scuffed show, but it being scuffed means it is the best show on Twitch, best sports show on Twitch. So I'm very excited for this. Besides that, we have a lot to talk about. And I'm sure along the way you guys can give your pieces and your thoughts about stuff going on in the sports world. But that being said, I need to yap for 3 more minutes before we actually get started, because I want to make sure I have water. That's the other thing too I realized by doing a show like this is you need to stay hydrated. You got to stay focused. You have to stay, keep those gums limber. You know what I mean? You got to be able to talk fast, and you have to talk about a lot of stuff going on. So hopefully we get through all of the information today. Because we do have some very big stories and very puzzling stories as well. So I hope you're ready and excited for the ride today. And by all means, please, if you want to share this out with a friend, please do so, because I want to get more eyes on this. Another thing I want to do too is to figure out if I want to make this an actual channel, potentially for Roundtable Replay. What I mean by that is maybe make it a YouTube channel thing where I just upload actual clips and maybe full-on episodes of Roundtable Replay. I don't know what you guys can think about that. Just let me know. Because for now, honestly, the only way you are able to watch this is through Twitch. So I want to be able to kind of get more eyes on this and potentially make it a cooler program, if you will. Talking makes you thirsty. Yes, it does. And, I do it all the time. I talk so much that I always get so thirsty afterwards. So hopefully I do not talk myself out of breath today. But I should be fine. And let me just check here something. Sweet. All right, our guest is ready to go. So we're going to go through these highlights pretty quickly, and then we'll go ahead and bring our guest on. Sounds good, brother. I'll call when it's good to go. All right, so he's ready to go. So we're going to go through these pretty quickly. Obviously, we'll get his thoughts on some of these topics as well. So let's just go ahead and get started. All right, welcome to Roundtable Replay. Here we go. This is our Roundtable quick headlines. And honestly, kind of puzzling. All right, first things first, this is brought to us by our source from Secco himself, or not really from him, but obviously posted everywhere in the sports world. And this story is really confusing. So if you don't know, Medrick Burnett Jr. is a Alabama A&M football player. Specifically, he plays defense. And apparently, a couple months ago, he sustained an in-game injury that was pretty severe, much to the point where it was reported that he died today. And I'm seeing posts everywhere. I'm seeing people kind of, giving tribute, saying rest in power, giving him his flowers. But apparently, Alabama A&M, the actual program themselves, retracted the death statement, and it was later reported that he's not dead per se, but his condition is pretty bad. And honestly, first and foremost, I want to say my heart is with his family right now. Obviously, sports injuries can be very severe. They can be very minimal, or they can be as severe as this. So I do want to express, my thoughts and my prayers with his family, because this is a really serious situation. But the more puzzling part about this is the way that it was handled. And obviously, you don't want to report a death until everything is 100% confirmed true to have happened. But they said right here themselves, their source was actually an immediate family member. So they ran with it. They posted it. They had graphics and everything made all ready to go. The sports world was reacting to it pretty fast. But it is still very confusing. But they did say, we retract the news of the passing of Medrick Burnett Jr. that was originally advised by an immediate family member on Tuesday evening. Our staff acted accordingly to the wishes of the family member to inform the A&M community and beyond of this unfortunate occurrence. So he is still there, but he is in pretty critical condition. So unless we get some new info, oh wow, that's an actual picture. Whoops, I did not mean to show that actually. Sorry about that. But unless we hear like actual, confirmed, something else from it, like this is a bit more concerning. Actually, hold on. I'm gonna go back to my face. I want to see if there's anything else we can see here. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Yeah, I did not mean to actually show that. But here's an actual, other actual picture of him that isn't of him in the hospital. My apologies for that. He's a linebacker, and he was injured on Halloween. So this is crazy. Today's date is November 27th, 2024. So he got this injury almost a month ago, which is absolutely insane. So he was carried off on a stretcher, and he's only 20 years old. I'm just reading this source for the first time here as well. Wow, he had several brain bleeds. Oh my gosh, that is actually, I'm really sorry. That's really horrible. So obviously, like I said, thoughts and prayers are with his family. This, is really sad, and a bit concerning that they were this quick to basically announce it, which I understand. If it looks bad enough, then you want to get the announcement out there and not have anyone wondering what's going on. So hopefully, if he can make a recovery, I hope he does. If not, I just wish him well wishes and obviously rest in power. So that's the only sad news we have today, but I wanted to cover it just because it was definitely a very pressing story. And I hate that this is a segue, so I do apologize for this. But one of the biggest headlines from this previous week was that Daniel Jones has been released from the New York Giants after being reportedly downgraded to fourth string quarterback on the practice squad, and then as a not practice squad, but a scout team safety, which to me is absolutely mind-boggling that a guy who you paid, I believe, $160 million extension to the point where you're making him a safety is absolutely insane. And so because of that, obviously Daniel Jones requested to be released from the Giants. The Giants said, you know what, we might as well. It's kind of the good way to go at this point. So they released him. As soon as he cleared waivers, he was declared a free agent, and he wanted to sign with a contending playoff potential team. And of course, that team is the Minnesota Vikings. Our guest today is actually a very big Minnesota fan, so I'd love to get his input on what's going on in this story specifically. I'll tell you what, the thing that kind of rubs me the wrong way is that he's like, hey, I want to go with the contending team. Brother, you're the quarterback. Wouldn't you be leading the team to contend? I mean, at this point, they've had him for, I don't even remember how long they've had this guy for, because I remember, I feel like obviously he's not always been the Giants quarterback, but it just feels so weird that he just kind of up and leaves after that too. And I get it. The Giants weren't going anywhere this year. Obviously, after losing Saquon, that was a whole big factor in how this team was going to develop moving forward without Saquon Barkley. But to sign an extension at the beginning of this, not even the beginning of the season, the beginning of the year, I believe it's in April. And it's insane. A 4-year extension for $160 million. And they said because of the playoff win he had against the Vikings. So we're going to play a couple of clips here from this. Obviously, this game in particular, this wild card game, really meant a lot to the Giants. And I remember this from the 2022 season, because after the Giants won this wild card game, they would play the Eagles in the divisional and get absolutely trounced. I believe it was 38-7 was the final score, something like that. And that was just like their one and done playoff appearance these last couple of seasons, which is insane. They haven't been in the playoffs since early 2000s, and they win one game, and all of a sudden, like, rah, let's go. And then the Eagles just kind of trounce them, which I think is pretty poetic. But what's crazier, too, is that they beat the Vikings. So they beat the Vikings. Daniel Jones gets the extension. Then he leaves the team, and then he signs with the Vikings. I believe he signed as a member of the practice squad. And I believe what they're going to do is he's just obviously going to, they're going to keep him on for a bit. If there is another potential team that needs a quarterback, or if a quarterback somehow gets injured, I believe the idea is that he will go sign with them as well, too. So this is just kind of like a placeholder until the end of the year. But still absolutely insane that this guy literally, torches the team or not even torches, just beats the team and then decides to go join him later down the line. And I'll tell you what, even though the Vikings do have Sam Darnold, I don't even know if they would want to try Daniel Jones. It depends on where they are at the season. Right now, the Vikings have a pretty good standard record. They're contending, of course, for the NFC North. But I wonder what the point of it is, because I think they're going to keep sticking with Sam Darnold, at least for the majority of this season. I feel like maybe if they do clinch a playoff spot, they'll just throw Daniel Jones in for like one of the last couple of games of the season just to kind of do whatever. Up for him, I really don't care. I just think it's kind of funny. But wouldn't it be funny if if the Eagles face the Vikings at some point, and it is Daniel Jones that just comes out of nowhere? But anyway, either way, bit of a confusing story. I think it's funny that he just decides to go share with that. I can't support a few. Exactly. That's exactly what I wanted to have you on, too. This is actually really good timing. And I completely forgot, too, the Vikings also have their first-round draft pick, J.J. McCarthy. So their quarterback room is a bit interesting right now. They have a rookie. They have a veteran who's traveled around quite a bit, and now they have Daniel Jones. So I wonder what's going to happen with there. I believe Geek will give his thoughts later on, too, so that should be exciting. But without that, enough of the NFL for now. We're going to talk more about football later on. The next story we have is a bit of also another unfortunate one. Sources confirmed from Secco, because he sent this story to me as well, that Alex Ovechkin, who right now is, I believe, less than 40 goals away from breaking the all-time scoring record that is being held right now by Wayne Gretzky, is out for 4 to 6 weeks with a broken leg. So I feel like a broken leg, 4 to 6 weeks, it doesn't really seem right to me. So I think it's hopefully it's not a season-ending injury, but I do think he's going to be out for quite a while. The hope is that he does come back, and I do think it might have to take him another season to possibly reach that milestone. But it's still an impressive milestone, especially at his age, because I believe he's like 39. He's 39 years old. He's still in the NHL. He's still playing. And he is this close to breaking one of the greatest records of all time. Extremely impressive. Obviously, you hope for him to recover pretty quickly. But it's still kind of crazy. So hopefully he gets better soon. I do want to see a record. I like seeing records, especially sports records, kind of being not demolished, but cleared out of the water, especially if they're like a newer player that's able to do it. Although Ovechkin's been in the league for years at this point, so I wouldn't expect anything or anyone else really to kind of be able to get that close at this current rate. Maybe a few years down the line, but we'll really see. So it's unfortunate that he's out. I believe the Capitals will be able to kind of bounce back from it. Actually, I even lied. Is 27 goals away from breaking the all-time record. Wow. Oh my gosh. That is unbelievable. I feel like if he didn't get injured, he would probably be able to do it by like the beginning of the year. Maybe even less. So who knows? Hopefully he gets better soon. He probably will not return until maybe January, February at this point, but we'll see how it goes. All right. Second to last thing, I told you we're going to go fast with this thing, so bear with me. Second to last thing I want to mention here, and obviously we'll talk about this with our guests later on too, but another major milestone signing today in the MLB world. Left-handed pitcher Blake Snell has signed a 5-year, $182 million contract with deferred money with who else but the World Series champions, Los Angeles Dodgers. I don't get it, man. I don't understand how the Dodgers... I do, because they have money to play with. Their players are deferring this money so that way the team can sign these big names now and then contend for more championships, which this is insane. I know so many people are outraged by this. Me personally, the only thing I really have to say that's negative about this whole thing is just that the Dodgers are, they're throwing money wherever they want and it's working. They did that with Otani and they won, the World Series. I said it before in the previous episode that if they keep doing stuff like this, if they keep building up a good roster and a good pitching roster rotation, they're going to win multiple World Series in this next decade. 100%. As much as I hate it as a Phillies fan because I want the Phillies have been so close each and every year for these last couple of years. I hate the fact that the Dodgers are just being able to do this. And people can argue about the salary cap, whether or not it's ethical or not to be deferring all this money so that way the Dodgers have to pay it later on, which I believe right now is almost at $900 million for deferred money for the Los Angeles Dodgers. So that's insane. 100% insane. And I really don't know where else to go with that because this is money that, obviously is going towards winning championships, and they're doing that. They're going to win championships at this point. So I don't know. I really don't know. It's wild that this is all happening like literally months, not even months, a month after they win the World Series. They're like, oh yeah, we'll just grab a pitcher. We'll just grab, maybe they're grabbing another pitcher from Japan. Maybe we sign Juan Soto as well. I don't understand, dude. It's crazy. I really hope they don't get Juan Soto. I hope he at least goes to it'd be great if he goes to the Phillies, but rumors are saying he also might go to the Mets. So I really don't know. But, of course, other than that, the last thing we talk about before we bring our guest on, I told you I was going to be quick, is actually because I have a game on right behind me right now, and it's looking pretty decent at the current moment. But the NBA ratings have just been going downhill, man. And I know what? I was thinking about this today while I was working. I was thinking about, hey, obviously football is, at an all-time high right now. So many cool things going on in football. Baseball did its job during the summer. Hockey is definitely kind of like a lower viewership market either way. But I feel like the NBA is always up there. It's always been up there as one of the sports, one of those leagues that you can consistently watch, and there's something cool always going on. But as of right now, for the start of the year, whether it's because the Sixers have just been off to a really bad start, or maybe just overall basketball is just kind of feeling iffy these days, I haven't felt the need to really watch any basketball. The only thing that's keeping me right now is inside the NBA, of course, with, Ernie Johnson Jr., Charles Barkley, Shaquille O'Neal, and Kenny the Jet Smith. Those guys obviously make basketball entertaining, but they're only on a couple days of the week. Besides that, I really don't feel the need to really watch as much basketball. And obviously, I know Adam Silver was on record saying that he's noticed that there is a decline in viewership. And for the most part, I don't really feel like I have an answer. This article somewhat gives an answer of why kind of if people feel this way. And obviously, like I said, they have the World Series Dodgers. You have an election year going on. You have so much stuff going on at this kind of very important 2-month period when the NBA is starting and all these other leagues are finishing and world stuff's going on. But for the most part, it just feels like this season in particular just doesn't feel as memorable right now. And you know what it is too? I can tell you what it is exactly. It's because the Celtics won the championship, dude. 100%. If the Celtics did not win the championship last season, I think the NBA would be watchable. Maybe not. Probably not. Who knows? We'll see though. Oh, I thought we were winning. Never mind. Whoops, I think we lost. All right, well, I think that's it for our headlines for now. With that being said, it's time to bring on our special guest commentary. Apologies for the wait, but I'm glad I got all the information out as fast as I could. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm bringing on someone who actually, when I made this show, I wanted to be able to bring them on right off the bat just because I know I love talking about sports. And I've seen some of his stuff. I know he has a podcast with a few of his friends who also talk about football. So I'd love to get his opinions in on this too. So let's go ahead and call him in here real quick if I'm able to. So we're going to call him up. Let's see if this thing actually works for once. Let's see. Hello, hello.
Hello, hello.
Hey, I hear you. Hold on. Let me get my other camera up here, too. Oh, hell yeah. I got the jersey on tonight, dude. You're prepared.
Yeah. Tried to be.
All right. Hold on one second here. Oops. All right. You're going to see a bit of a weird angle because I'm using my second camera for this one. But... Oops. That's not right. There we go. Perfect.
There we go.
All right. Let me just get you on the screen here, too. Just do... Oop. Almost got him. Hold on. I feel like I did this last week with Radical. This wasn't supposed to be this bad. Uh,
All right, it happens.
there we go. Kind of got it there a little bit. All right. Obviously, I don't have the kinks all work out, but that's fine. Oh, man. I love the setup, too. This is beautiful.
Thank you.
All right. So let me just do this real quick for you. I'm going to do... Okay, that's going to work for now. That's fine with me. Alrighty. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the Geek Slays. What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty all right. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Welcome. Thank you for joining the show, dude. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Alrighty.
You're an Eagles fan. Why am I friends with so many Eagles fans?
Wait, really? Actually?
Not okay. Yeah.
Really? I did not know that. That's interesting.
Yeah. Weirdly, I'm friends with a lot of Eagles fans and a lot of Bears fans, and I don't know if I've spoken to another Vikings fan ever.
You know what's funny? I don't think I really know any other like Minnesota fans in general. I think only might have been like one person at one point, but I really forget. But that's actually too funny. So welcome to the show. Welcome to Roundtable Replay. This is, like I said, my third ever episode doing this. I wanted to do a sports show for the longest time, and I feel like it's cool to have you on, especially. Last week, of course, we had Radical on, who's a very big Boston fan, so that was very annoying to have for the most part. But yeah, he gave some pretty all right takes. I will give him that. And he's a good friend. But I'm glad you're on. Of course, if you want to introduce yourself real quick, you can. Just say. Honestly, I said this last week too. It's like say your credentials, why you should be on this show in the first place, if you will.
Ooh. Okay. So I'm Geek, or the Geek Slays. I have been a sports fan my entire life. I love sports. I host a show called Run the North with a Bears and a Packers fan, where we talk sports almost every week when schedules allow for it.
Sick.
Every year I am the psycho who does draft grades for or not draft grades, but player evaluations for 250 guys coming into the draft. And yet somehow I still don't get everybody that gets drafted. Somebody will get drafted, and I'm like, who is that? What? The Vikings did that to me last year. I had no clue who Levi Drake Rodriguez was. I was like, who are you? Never heard of the school, never heard of the player. That was tough.
Yeah, dude, there's always one of them, no matter where or why. That's too funny.
Yeah. I don't know. I am a full-time content creator who does sports stuff and then everything else under the sun because I'm a psychopath. I don't know. That's the best I got. I'm not good at introing myself.
Nah, that's fine. That's awesome. I appreciate that. And yeah, like the biggest part too, I mentioned, I like how you have your own little kind of podcast or show where you do with other NFC North fans. Have you ever considered trying to find someone who likes the Lions to potentially join, or is it just the three of you guys for now?
For now, it's just the three of us, and the Lions fans that we have interacted with over the last few years are terrible people. Yeah, after the thing last year where they injured TJ Hawkinson and then kept bragging about how they injured him, it's like, yeah, I'm kind of good on Lions fans existing. We all have this running bit where we think Dan Campbell brought Bountygate from New Orleans
over to oh no.
And then every time they injure somebody with a clearly dirty hit, we're like,
oh,
see?
there it is. Oh man.
It's pretty great.
Maybe that
Kirby Joseph is a problem.
Biting the kneecap thing probably was a bit too realistic than what we actually thought.
Too on the nose. Yep.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
That's too funny. That's awesome though. But yeah, so welcome to the show, dude. Glad you're here. Obviously, I went through a couple of those headlines, but real quick, especially before we get into one of the big storylines right now, I do gotta say, obviously, because you rep more than just the Vikings. Obviously, you like Minnesota teams. What would you say? I mean, it's pretty obvious. I don't even think I need to ask this question, but I think what team out of Minnesota do you align yourself with the most?
I mean, the Vikings and then the Timberwolves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really watch hockey. I've never gotten into it. And then baseball-wise, I'm a weirdo and like the Colorado Rockies.
Oh wow! Oh wait, yeah. You were at the legendary game against was it the Angels?
Yeah, the 28 to whatever game. Yeah.
Was it actually 28-3? That would be too funny.
Oh, it might have been. Let me go find out.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, so for background context, if you don't know, there was how long ago was that? Was that last season?
That was last season.
Okay.
Yep.
So, well, I guess technically 2 seasons ago now. But so yeah, last year, the Rockies played against the Angels, and I think it was on like what, the second inning or first, something like that.
Third inning,
Third.
it was by the third inning, it was 15-0. Yeah.
Wow, that is unbelievable.
It finished 25-1. Yeah. But
Oh
hey,
my
I watched
God.
Mike Trout hit a home run, so
Hey,
I win.
That honestly, yeah, I think that's more of a rare moment, if anything, these days. So that's pretty cool. Oh,
Yeah.
that's too funny. But yeah, I mean,
That is entirely why we went to that game. Was Trout and
Yeah.
Shohei were
Oh,
in town,
of course,
so it's
of
like
course.
we're going.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
Yeah, might as well. That's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, it might as well. So that's I just can't believe 25 is insane. That's crazy because like there's some sports where like, if you look at like a basketball game, right, 25-1 seems like, dude, that's just a terrible like first half, if anything.
Yep.
Probably if it's like a first quarter, if anything, that's bad. Football, you're kind of like, oh, like that's like, how the hell did this happen? Even hockey, that's kind of like, but baseball, I feel like is like a sport where like you don't see those high scoring games as much, and even when you do, it's just kind of like, what the hell happened here? Like
Most of the time, it's only in Colorado because
Yeah.
it's so easy to hit there.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. That's definitely a big part of it too. That's just too funny. But yeah, oh, that's sweet. Obviously, I love the background for the teams especially. So let's just jump into like this big story. Obviously, I talked about earlier on. And if anything, I'm surprised, if anything, that he decided to go with the Vikings. So Daniel Jones, free agent now, or was a free agent, has now just signed a deal with the Minnesota Vikings. First initial thoughts, because I believe they announced it like this morning right off the bat. I was actually working when I got like the notification. I looked at my phone. I said, "What the fuck?" Like, I don't know. What did you think about it right off the bat?
So I saw this coming when so aggressive. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
They're hanging pictures right now, apparently. Love that. But I saw this coming. I knew they had talked about bringing in Daniel Jones. I don't understand the way the internet's talking about it, as if this is a potential Sam Darnold replacement. Sam Darnold has been a top 8 quarterback in football all year. Yeah, he had a bad game.
Mm-hmm.
So did Jared Goff, and nobody's nobody's brought that up, and that's the worst game any quarterback has played all year.
Yeah.
And it's not even close. Sam Darnold is, like, statistically one of the 5 best quarterbacks in football right now. There's no world where he gets benched. I don't care how bad he starts playing. I don't even view this as Daniel Jones truly being a backup for us either. Nick Mullins has been here for years, knows the system, whatever. He's the Brett Ripien replacement right now. He is the emergency third QB. And as much as I dislike Daniel Jones and don't think he's good at football, he's better than Brett Ripien. That's not a very high bar.
Yeah, if anything at that point, yeah.
Like, if we're in the playoffs and Sam and Nick Mullins get hurt, Daniel Jones is a better answer than any other option we had. So he's just the emergency guy. And for why Daniel Jones would pick Minnesota, he wanted a team that is a contender. And Philly wasn't calling. Detroit wasn't calling.
Yeah.
And when you're looking at these teams, which coach has had the greatest impact on young quarterback careers? That's been Kevin O'Connell. So I think it was entirely I get to go work with Kevin O'Connell for a year. And then I could see him. We're not bringing Sam Darnold back. His contract's up at the end of the year.
You think so?
And he's played himself into too much money.
You're right.
I think he knew this he knew this from the jump. I'm sure we'll still offer him basically what he got this year. We'll offer him backup QB money, and he's not going to take it, and I respect that. No matter what happens, if we win the Super Bowl, we're going to shake his hand, thank him for his services, and watch him go ball out in Vegas or wherever.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, he's gone, and that's okay. No matter what happens, Sam Darnold is gone, and that's fine. We have J.J. McCarthy, but Daniel Jones could be a backup solution moving into the future, too. Because he might just be like, well, I'm still getting paid $60 million a year from the Giants for 2 years. I can just go,
do whatever, yeah.
take not much money and be a backup on one of what should be one of the better teams in the league with a great coach, and maybe try to revitalize my career that way.
Yeah.
At least that's how I view this whole situation. I think that's how the rest of the the rest of people with brains view it.
Yeah, no, that's a very fair take, and honestly, I think because obviously coming from an NFC East fan and like
Yeah.
perspective of someone who's played against him for the better half of the last couple of years, hate to see him go. That's the first thing. What a shame. I wish he could have stayed a bit longer. That would have been awesome. But if anything, I think this just might be me because obviously Eagles fans are just whatever. But obviously, I feel for players who either underperform or who have just been on a downward spiral or even just like trending downward in general. Obviously, you hate to see that for any person in a professional sport. But I think it's funny the point where I think if you look at how like much the Giants have just kind of done anything the last couple of years. You lose. I know so many people are still talking about. Obviously, you don't pay Saquon the money, which beforehand in a league where running backs are not paid that much. You kind of think, well, okay, they didn't want to pay him, and he wasn't doing. He was doing what he could, but obviously in front with an O line like that and anything else, nothing insane. So of course you're gonna let him walk. And then you look at Daniel Jones' performance, what I mentioned, against the Vikings in that one singular playoff game, and they're like, "Holy shit, he's our guy. He's actually our guy." Brian Dable, he's going to help him out. We got Malik Neighbors now. This is going to be incredible. We're going to go on a run. And then just to kind of see that and be like, yeah, like it's just a one-time thing, and just kind of realize like we really just dug ourselves into a hole right now, which it is what it is. But I just think it's so funny. But I will say this, or go ahead.
Sorry, Ed Donatel, the Vikings defensive coordinator that year, where we went 13-4, but we're never a real team because we had one of the worst defenses ever.
Mm-hmm.
He was the defensive coordinator, and he is responsible for the Vikings getting J.J. McCarthy, the Eagles getting Saquon Barkley, and the Giants having this entire problem with Daniel Jones.
Mm-hmm.
That one man is the savior of two franchises and the absolute hell of another. And yeah, the Giants must hate Ed Donatel with a passion for convincing them that Daniel Jones was good at football.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to be an entire hater on Daniel Jones. He has something. He has bright spots, but you can't give him $60 million a year. That's dumb.
No, not at all. and yeah, I mean, you say too, like when you finally do pay someone and just like. I feel like Daniel Jones out of anyone is someone who really embodies that, who like gets the payday and all of a sudden like, yeah, I guess like I can just do whatever now. But I mean, hey, best of luck to him. Obviously, I believe there's an interview I believe Saquon had where they just because Philly media loves just kind of press all sorts of buttons and ask all sorts of random questions.
Yes.
But obviously they asked Saquon about it. He said, hey, like he was a good guy. Obviously, best of luck for him. Obviously, he relayed that leaving the Giants definitely was a huge improvement for him. And maybe the same too for. Daniel Jones, who knows? Maybe one year, you could see him leading. Could be like you said, the Raiders. Could even be someone like, I don't even know. I'm just throwing a team out there. Maybe the Titans. I think that could be something kind of wild out there. A team that essentially could use some kind of a veteran-ish quarterback. If anything, I think this is all preparing for the inevitable signing of one Aaron Rodgers to the north as well, potentially. So who knows? The trend follows through.
That one's not happening. J.J. McCarthy exists.
Yeah,
I don't know
if there wasn't,
why people keep forgetting that he's a player.
If J.J. wasn't there,
he hasn't played yet.
Yeah, if J.J. wasn't there, I feel like there could be more talks about. But you're right. I think just because you guys have a good enough depth right now, even now with Daniel Jones on, I don't think they have to worry about that anything anytime soon. But yeah,
and
I mean,
Aaron Rodgers gives us the same problem we had with Kirk Cousins. He's not good enough to lead a team like that anymore. And the reason Minnesota was never good with Kirk is because we paid a quarterback and couldn't pay anybody else, and the team fell apart.
Mm-hmm.
If you're paying Rodgers $45 million, you can't afford to keep. Why did we improve so much from last year?
Right.
The additions of Andrew Van Ginkel, Jonathan Grenard, Stephon Gilmore, Shaq Griffin, Dalton Reisner coming in. Yeah, we couldn't have added any of those guys if we kept Kirk or if we bring in Aaron Rodgers. That's not possible. That's why you're rocking with J.J. McCarthy or Sam Darnold right now. That's why we brought him in to be the bridge over Kirk is $10 million versus 60.
Yeah.
And one of them's been playing better all year. Wild how that works.
Yeah, I know, right? No, very, very fair point on that.
Yeah.
Last thing too, I'll just say about it is obviously you guys, the Vikings especially, started out strong. I've been coasting. I'll tell you what, I'm surprised that they leave you out of like top contending team talks, but I do understand it's just because of how more explosive these other teams are doing right now. And for the most part, I think, later down the stretch, I feel like things will still probably change. I don't. This is just me talking right now. I don't see a situation where the Lions do relinquish the lead of the division. However, I do think depending on whatever happens within like these next like 2 or 3 games, it could be a potential shift.
I am rooting so hard for one team to get the Lions, just so that I think we have them in week 17.
Mm-hmm.
I want that game in Detroit to be for the division. I think Sam Darnold being the one to rip the division title away from them would be the funniest thing in the history of sports.
Mm-hmm.
Talk all that shit and have the greatest team in your franchise's history, and you lose the division to a team that was fucking around with Sam Darnold. I think that's just too funny.
Too poetic, yeah.
Because remember, our projected win total for this season was 5.
Wow, really? I didn't know that.
Yep.
Holy.
Nobody believed in Sam Darnold, and I guess, I don't know, the best roster in football people didn't think was going to be good enough to win more than 5 games. Depth-wise, we may not have the overall star power of a lot of other teams, but, like, we have 3 edge rushers in the top 10 in sacks right now.
Yeah.
Like,
we're
just
sure.
a deep team, maybe without the superstars. I mean, obviously Justin Jefferson, but yeah.
No, it's a lot of the unsung heroes. I totally get that. Yeah. And I think, like I said, it boils down to these last couple games down the stretch. And depending on how, whatever reason, let's just say the Bears do win tomorrow, right? Like, let's just say that, opens up a lot of like, well, wait a second here. Like, what's going on? Obviously, injuries always play a factor, but injuries aside, if you give someone like Caleb Williams a chance to potentially even strike down, like look at last week's game. That's a huge part of it. And you think going into it, like, oh, dude, like Vikings are too dominant. Going back and forth, trading blows like that, ending up like at an overtime position like that, anything can happen. Especially even a team as dominant as the Lions has its weaknesses. The Texans showed it in the first part of that game when they played them. Obviously, they couldn't finish the job, but they do have weaknesses.
Yeah, and I think the thing a lot of people, everybody talked about Brian Flores' defense for the Vikings earlier in the year, and have kind of stopped talking about it lately. The Vikings in the last 4 weeks have allowed one offensive touchdown, maybe 2. No, it's 2 prior to Caleb Williams.
Yeah.
The Bears started cooking again.
Yeah.
Our offense, weirdly, was the issue, and then against the Bears, we kind of fully rebounded, which is wonderful to see. But the Vikings statistically have the best defense in football. And Caleb Williams diced that shit up without even a second thought.
Yeah.
The Lions defense isn't that good. I know they keep having these blowouts. It was Jacksonville and Tennessee and Indy, teams that also couldn't score against any other team in the league.
Yeah.
So
no, I get that. Yeah.
Detroit's offense being great.
Yeah, and their offense is always going to push like that. Yeah.
The Bears are going to go in there and win. And I'm really rooting for it as much as I hate. I mean, they're both division rivals. I don't want good things for either.
Yeah,
but
right.
I love Caleb Williams, so that's really tough. I was an Oklahoma fan, so I've loved Caleb since he was in college. So
yeah, I got that.
He'll be the guy that gives Minnesota the division. I will be my favorite Bears quarterback ever, that's for sure.
That's sick. Also, of course, people in the chat going and saying, hey, what's going on? Jedi Joker says Vikings are bozos. That's crazy. Insane.
He's an Eagles fan.
Oh, hell yeah. I like him already. This is perfect.
This is one of my friends who's an Eagles fan.
Dubs, you. Welcome to the show. Glad you're here. I think, if anything, what was it? How many straight Thanksgiving games have they lost now at this point?
Ooh. I think the Lions won last year on Thanksgiving.
Did they? No, that can't be right. Unless I'm mistaken. I feel like it's been, I want to say 6. With the exception if they did win last year, I think it's been 6 straight that they've lost.
Oh, apparently they did lose last year. Wow.
Who'd they play?
I have no idea.
They lost to someone, huh?
Oh, wait. That can't be true. Google, get rid of the AI thing, because it's so incorrect all the time.
Yeah. Hold on a second. Oh.
Yeah, because that's... Okay, no, actually, the AI thing was just reading an article. It can't be right. The Lions have lost 7 straight Thanksgiving games.
Wow.
Outright.
Uh-huh.
Apparently. But they're also 2-1 under Dan Campbell, so that's, like, actually not possible.
Yeah. Oh, hold on. I messed up my cropping. Whoops.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, that's very odd.
Something's weird. All right, I'm just looking at their last 10 now. They did lose last year. What? Okay, so no, they have lost 7 in a row.
Wow. Okay, so I was pretty close.
ESPN, hire new writers. Interesting. The last person that they beat on Thanksgiving was the Vikings in 2016. The Sam Bradford
kidding.
year.
Oh, wow. No kidding.
Yep.
Huh.
You remember the Sam Bradford year.
Oh, my God. Oh, God. Of course I do.
Thanks for giving us him for a first-round pick. That was very useful.
Anyway, with that being said, no, I think I'll tell you what. Upset, but it is upset season. I think any team, and listen, it's just a staple of football, just a staple of sports in general. Any team can lose to any team. It's just a matter of if it's because it's either, overconfidence, you're letting mistakes kind of dictate how the other team can adjust, or it's just straight up, damn, like you're just having a bum game, whatever the hell it is. But it can happen. I think, I was talking with a couple people at work about it today, and they were just like, "No, Lions are too dominant." I said, "Well, listen, like any team can do anything against them. So, really depends. But we'll see how it goes. Obviously, Thanksgiving games are always fun, but I think that game especially will be way more enjoyable than whatever the hell we got. Drew Lock versus Cooper Rush, Cowboys Giants at 4:30. I think that's the snooze game for more than like. But honestly, it's watching it as a divisional rival. I just think it's gonna be either it's gonna be a really good game or it's just gonna be field goals more than likely. We'll see. I
just hope the Cowboys put Trey Lance in and just let Trey Lance and Drew Lock just go chuck it. That'd be at least make it entertaining. You both suck.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
At least be entertaining.
Of course, yeah. Yeah, draft picks on the line, something like that. Oh, cool.
Which,
well,
to me is why I'd put in Trey Lance. He
Yeah.
might lose you the game.
Yeah, no, for sure. If you want to get a higher draft pick, don't win like you did last week against the Commanders.
Yeah.
Which that I don't know what I don't know, man.
McCarthy probably saved his job, so that's good for you.
Yes. Yeah, it probably did. Jerry Jones is already talking about like, yeah, like hey, that's pretty good. Maybe I should, give you guys an extension there. Oh my God, I don't even know what to say about that. That's crazy. Detroit did lose to Green Bay last year. That is true. So, maybe who knows what happens at the end of this point. But anyway, all right. Is there any other Minnesota sports really story you want to talk about specifically before we get to our little game here? I think I have. No, okay, go ahead. If you have anything else you want to say.
Nope, I am good.
Perfect. All right, well, we're going to play a game. I'm actually very excited about this. We did this last week, and it did kind of scuff because, like, actually kind of with that question we asked earlier, the AI definitely is not trustworthy 100%. So we're going to see how this goes, honestly. Let me just pull my music here. All right. So obviously you're on this show. We love talking about ball, but the real question is, do you know ball? Do you really know sports, right?
I don't know.
Well, let's find out. So I have a bunch of Minnesota sports related questions, and this should be pretty interesting. Some are extremely easy. Some are also just ridiculously like, why would you come up with this at all? And obviously some of this is AI related, so it might not even be 100% true, but we'll go ahead and find out. But I'll give you even like a taste of this. All right, here we go. I have 10 questions, by the way. So 10 questions, Each of them kind of range. Here we go. Question number 1. What is the name of the Vikings home stadium?
US Bank Stadium.
Boom. There you go. Correct. 1 down.
Know that one.
There you go. And then, some of these are ridiculously easy. What Minnesota MLB team is named after the state's twin cities?
Minnesota Twins.
Oh gosh, this is insane. I know.
I'm just waiting for the one that's going to be like, huh?
Here we go. Which legendary Minnesota Twins player hit the golden homer in Game 6 of the 1991 World Series?
Like, I wasn't alive.
Just think of like any like name from like the 90s. If you I don't really know that that's helpful at all.
I was gonna say I don't know if I know.
Take a shot. Like a shot in the dark.
I think he's too, as old as he is. I think he was too young still. I have nothing. The only guy coming to my head is like Jim Thome, and he played in like the mid 2000s. There's no way.
Yeah, no, not even close. The answer is Kirby Puckett.
Oh fuck! It is Kirby Puckett.
There you go. Yes, Game 6 home run. So actually, AI actually was right about that one. Good job.
It's also tough because I'm not actually a Twins fan.
I know that's why I asked you first off, like, what teams do you like, because that probably would have helped dictate. But we'll try to stray away from the Twins question. That's okay. No worries about that. All right, here we go. What Minnesota Vikings player holds the record for the most rushing yards in a single game in NFL history?
Adrian Peterson.
Yes. And how many yards?
296.
Yes. And what year?
2007.
Boom. There you go. Nice.
It was a noon game. It was the first game I ever remember watching.
Ooh. Oh, that's awesome.
It's the game that made me a Vikings
fan. Sick.
So, yeah.
Awesome. That's good. Good question there. So yeah, that's kind of how much of the intensity. Probably not too crazy. All right. Okay, you probably asked one. What year did the Minnesota Vikings play in their first Super Bowl?
Ooh, oh God, that would have been 19. Oh. No, it was the 60s.
Okay.
I want to say the first one was 66.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, because I'm just gonna guess a random year. It was sometime 65. I think I know. I think it was 66. I'm going with it.
All right. The answer is wrong. The first time they played in the Super Bowl was in 1969 in on Super Bowl 4.
Yep.
You know their opponent?
Was the first one the Chiefs?
Let me just make sure.
Yeah, that one was the Chiefs. I think the order was Chiefs.
Yes.
God, is this the right order? Chiefs, Dolphins, Raiders, Steelers. I think was the initial order.
Yes.
Because we played in and lost 4. I think it was Chiefs, Dolphins, Raiders, Steelers.
Yep.
A lot of
Absolutely.
trauma
Yeah. Yeah. Not as bad as
I don't
Buffalo though,
remember
right?
the year, but I got it. I mean, it's basically the same.
Kind of that, but it's old. It's an older style of football anyway. Whatever. Well, yeah. Do you remember the final score at all?
Ooh.
It's kind of
Against the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I have it up here.
I want to say it was like 31-16.
Kind of close.
Took a shot. I have no idea.
Well, actually, I say kind of, but not really. It's 23-7.
Okay, yeah.
It was the first game in the first Super Bowl in franchise history, but it was the first Super Bowl played by a modern expansion team. That's pretty cool. All right, next question. Let's see what else you got cooking up for us here. Oh, yeah, here we go. Another easy one. Which Vikings receiver is nicknamed Jet?
Ah, yes, Justin Jefferson.
Or Jay Jet is. Yeah, there you go. Justin Jefferson. A lot of fantasy fans kind of mad with him this week, man. What do you have to say to them about that?
I made a TikTok about this earlier because I saw a Bears fan try to say that Jalen Johnson locked him up. That's not true. You can go watch the tape.
Mm-hmm. Watch the tape.
There was never, there wasn't a single play where there weren't 3 guys dedicated to Justin Jefferson. The Bears chose stopping Justin Jefferson over winning a football game, and I appreciate them doing that.
Yeah.
But Justin Jefferson actually came out and talked about it. He's like, well, yeah, teams can either choose to let me beat them or let everybody else beat them. Mm-hmm. And I'd rather it be everyone else anyways. Which is the least wide receiver answer I've ever heard. I kind of love it.
Yeah. No, for sure.
Jamar Chase would have been screaming.
Right? For sure. George Pickens would have been avid.
He would have murdered him.
It probably was close to. Who knows?
He would have crashed out so hard.
All right, here we go. So next question here. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that was 5 or 4 so far.
I think it's 5.
Probably 5. I haven't been keeping track, which is bad. Anyway, all right, here we go. Changing up the tempo here a little bit. Which Minnesota Timberwolves player won the NBA Rookie of the Year award in 1996?
Kevin Garnett.
Boom. There you go. And who is the all-time leading scorer in Minnesota Timberwolves history?
I think it's still KG.
Yes.
But it might be Cat.
It is Kevin Garnett.
It's KG.
Yes.
Okay.
Good job. Good job. All right.
Cat got close.
He did. Yeah. I forget
Should have had it, but
yeah.
some idiot traded him.
Oh well.
I'm not getting over that.
What do you think? Has having Julius Randle definitely an add-on?
No, because
no.
Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo suck.
Ooh,
and
yeah.
Cat is the greatest the greatest shooting big man of all time. So I think I'd like to have Cat.
Cat instead, yeah.
Come on. Also, we were this close to the NBA Finals.
You were.
Just
I was pulling for you guys, man. I was pulling for you guys.
Let Ant develop another year. He's a second-year player.
Yeah.
Chill out. Give him time.
Impressive as hell, though.
Keep the team together. I'm upset. Or trade Rudy, because nobody likes that guy.
Do you think you guys could have beaten the Celtics though in that current state?
Yes.
100%. Ooh.
Yeah.
I agree, actually. Yeah.
Especially with the way the Celtics played in that series, and nobody was going to stop Cat.
Yeah. I would agree. I would agree with that. Okay. I guess continuing on here with some basketball. Or no, I lied. Actually, this is kind of a very easy one as well. This is weird. Who was the Vikings quarterback during the Minneapolis Miracle victory in the 2017 playoffs?
Case Keenum. All right, Eagles fan, let me have it.
Oh, Case Keenum. Do you think you could have beaten Brady with him?
Yes.
Ooh.
So our defense that year, much like this year,
Mm-hmm.
was the best in the league. I know everybody talked about Saxonville because it had the best nickname, but our defense was incredible.
It was. That I remember like going into that game. I'm like, ooh, like hope that O-line holds up.
Dude, I don't know what happened. Did you see Harrison Smith on Chris Long's podcast talking about it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Where Chris Long's like, man, we didn't know what was gonna happen, and Harry's like, oh, we thought we were gonna smoke you. We thought you had no shot. Like, you know what? I respect it. I also didn't think the Eagles had a shot. Our defense was too good.
When Wentz went down, I thought it was over. I legitimately did.
Yeah. And I mean, hey, at least Brady didn't win another Super Bowl that year, so there's
something. Yeah, I believe we stopped like I call it a pause three-peat just because they what was it? The Broncos won the year between 2015 and 17. Yeah. So essentially, it would have been a repeat at that point because then the year after they won against the Rams. So definitely a nice little kind of like staple in there, which I really enjoyed that. The other thing too, I noticed this too. Or go ahead.
No, you got it.
I was talking with my dad about this because my dad also loves sports. He started thinking about it as like at this point, had Wentz not gone down, would we have still won? Would we have even made it that far in general? I think I feel like we would have made it at least like past the Falcons.
Yeah.
But I don't even know, like, the Vikings have one thing, but then going against Brady, I don't know, just because Wentz is still new, so to speak. He wasn't a rookie, but like he still just didn't have that playoff atmosphere experience.
That's true. I don't know. It's tough because like Wentz was playing better than Nick Foles ever has in his career when he went down. Like Wentz was the MVP.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's tough. I think I would have been more afraid of the Eagles if they had Wentz, which is probably part of the problem. I think everybody just overlooked the Eagles because of Nick Foles, and that's probably what happened in all of the games with Foles, and probably what happened with all of the games for Minnesota, is everybody overlooking Keenum.
Yeah.
It's like, it's Case Keenum.
Right, yeah. You see a guy like, he's been here for a minute. Was he done? Nothing? Write him off, something like that. But yeah, that's what makes it, someone probably thought the same thing of Daniel Jones when they won that one game. Like, like this could be a legitimate threat. Nope.
Yep.
Just it is what it is. All right, I think last two questions I have here. Let's see if this is confirmed. Yes, okay, here we go. So, back to the Minnesota Timberwolves. What colors are associated with them? Shouldn't you have to look up for this one?
Yeah, I know. Well, I mean, I don't know which shades of blue.
You don't have to. You don't have to say the specific. You can,
like lighter blue.
You can just say the general
the
kind of colors.
Green.
Yeah.
Yeah, lime green and blue are the two big ones. Uh,
And then the other, there's four
white,
altogether.
black, purple. I don't know which ones they're considering as part of them. There's the two blues, probably the gray, and then the lime green. Is that all four?
You're missing one, but you have the gray nailed down. You have blue, green, and
Is it
gray.
like white?
Yes, it's white.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's the accent colors.
It's a primary color for any team, man. Golly.
I just don't. I mean, that's what it counts. Maybe it's just because it's talking about the accents or the overall color. Because
Yeah.
like, same with the Eagles too. Because
My
we
brain
have
was
like,
going to purple.
yeah,
Like, that's their because they always did the like purple rain. City
yeah.
editions.
Oh,
Those were good.
Yeah. Oh, I should have a whole episode dedicated just City Connect jerseys or just anything like jersey related.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool. Okay, and then final question. This is probably the hardest question overall. So hard. What year did the Minnesota Timberwolves reach the Western Conference Finals?
Ooh, I think that, well, it is kind of hard because I hate the sports years. It was last year, but I don't know.
Before
the
that,
2023-2024 season, and then before that, God, was that 2004?
Locked in
Was the
on that
previous
answer?
one? I think it was 2004.
All right, we confirm with that answer.
Yeah.
You are correct. 2004. There you go. I think you only got like what, one or two wrong? I think out of all that,
Yeah.
or well, and
I missed the Twins one, and then I know I missed another. Oh, the Super Bowl year.
Super Bowl year. Okay, damn, 8 out of 10. That's not bad.
We played in a row.
There you go.
But I
Yeah,
couldn't
that's
tell you what year. 'cause
that's
that was
impressive.
40 years before I was born.
there you go. That's awesome. All right. Well, thank you for playing. Do you know ball? Obviously, it seems like based off of the score, you do know ball. So I'll give you that. Congratulations. You know ball. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Well, cool. Well, now our segment here on the show. So if anything, you can stay on if you want. Obviously, if you want to have something else to do, you can leave. But this right now, what I'm doing this part of the segment is I've done this the last 2 weeks. Is I open up the stream to call-ins, so people can call in. They can, talk about if they have anything sports related. If they want to talk about football or hockey or whatever else the hell is going on in sports. There's probably something going on with soccer too or whatever. So they can call in. Obviously, the viewer, if you want to call in, just join my Discord server. I don't know if you're in it or not yet, but what I usually do is I just go in like the VC or voice chat in there, and then people can join in, and then we'd be like, oh, hey, we can talk for like a couple minutes. That's what we usually do.
Gotcha.
So if you're down to join, go ahead and click that link I think I put in the chat, and I'm going to hop on over to the general chat. But if not, great having you on. Overall, glad you could be a part of it, and I'll see you there if you're joining in.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, let's go. Here we go. So general VC, 3, 2, 1. Boom. All righty. Perfect timing. All right. Call-ins, of course, are open now. If you want to join in, feel free to talk ball. I'll go ahead and open the thing in here. Boom. I know we had like one or two people who wanted to call in really quickly for some stuff. Oh, let me get your camera back on too. Oops. There we go. Okay. In the meantime, too, I was gonna say, what do you think? Do you think the Bears will be able to kind of bounce back and maybe move up a peg in the division, or no? You think Green Bay just has that locked?
I think Green Bay probably has that locked for now. Chicago did a good thing by getting rid of Shane Waldron. Their offense did this really weird thing where they decided to look at every player on their roster and find what they are best at and never let them do it.
Yeah.
They said, oh, Caleb Williams, you can play in structure, but you are best playing kind of hero ball, right?
Yeah.
And then they never let him play hero ball. They told him never to even try it, never throw off platform, never scramble, never do anything. They looked at DeAndre Swift, who notably can only run to the outside, and said, hey, here you go. Only run up the middle all year.
Yes.
Roshan Johnson, we're going to send you outside, even though you're the up the middle guy. We're going to cut our fullback and then put an offensive lineman back there and watch him be awful at it. Keenan Allen, you're a great slot receiver, so we're only sending you deep and throwing you 50-50 balls. Romo Dunze, you're only good at the 50-50 ball.
Yeah. Oh.
So we're going to only throw you screens in the quick game. DJ Moore, you're great at the quick game. we're
Favorite
going to use
target,
you in
yeah.
the slot. And
Yeah.
it's like, and then, oh, Cole Kmet, you might have been the best receiver on this team for the last 4 years. You're only going to block. Gerald Everett
Oh,
is going to be a tight end for you.
we got a caller. Caller, welcome in here. Say
No.
where you calling from? Welcome.
I am calling from my living room.
Nice. Hell yeah.
I got a question for Geek. Geek, how does it feel to know that you're going to lose again to the Eagles against Saquon Barkley this time?
Ooh.
Well, here's what I know. Vikings have the best run defense in football.
Yeah,
And who knows if we'll ever actually get to play each other, because I think the only way our teams can meet in the playoffs, at least based off current playoff structure, would be the NFC Championship game, which would mean we'd both have to win 2 games first.
Yeah.
Now, hopefully, one of our teams can steal the 1 seed from Detroit.
I think
the first step.
it starts with tomorrow. If the Lions do lose, I think it does start with tomorrow.
Yep. It
Lions
gets
play the
very
Bears
interesting tomorrow. Yep.
They do.
Okay, yeah. That should be an easy one.
I don't think so.
I don't know.
Bears offense without Shane Waldron is great. Caleb Williams looks like the Caleb we were promised, which is great. And the Bears defense is good. If it's a close game, the Bears lose. Like if it's a super close game, the Bears will lose because the Lions are a better coach team. That is what every close game comes down to for the Bears, is that Matt Eberflus is the dumbest coach in football.
I just wanted to call and mess with Geek a little bit, but I'll let you guys back to what you guys.
No. I mean, feel free before you leave. I do have a question for you, caller. Oh, well, first off,
sir.
if you want, you can state your name for the show.
Jedi Joker. 93.
Jedi Joker, welcome, fellow Eagles fan. I hear as well. Very, very cool.
Absolutely.
This is great. I gotta find more Eagles fans online, so this is awesome. Appreciate you being here. My question to you, if you could pick one, I guess since wait, what other teams are you a fan of? Let me ask that first.
Everything Philadelphia. Basically.
Oh hell yeah, brother! I love that.
College is Oklahoma. I'm Oklahoma.
Okay. Oh, nice. Okay, I'm actually. It's funny. My family, we're obviously we all love Philly sports, but in terms of college, we like USC. I just don't know what it is. So we're big USC guys. Also Penn State. But anyway, so my question to you is, if you could, I guess honestly this might be a bit of a too easy question for you. If you could eliminate one team from the playoffs right now out of the 4 major sports teams, hockey, football, baseball, basketball, who would you eliminate?
One team eliminated from the.
Or sorry, not playoffs. Like just like done, like forever.
Like completely get rid of them.
Yeah.
Cowboys. Fuck the Cowboys.
No. Out of well, obviously, yeah. I meant out of the 4 Philly teams right now.
Oh, right now probably the Sixers are not doing that well.
Yeah, I figured that would be too easy of an answer.
Yeah.
I had them on the background. I just saw them losing overtime.
Yeah,
It's bad. It's bad, dude. I don't understand what the hell is going on.
Yeah.
It's just like the injury bug just hit right at the perfect moment, but like, it's more than that. I feel like it's more than that.
Well, deciding to only bring back 2 players from last year doesn't help.
Yeah,
Right?
that's a big start.
The Phillies, right? Not the Phillies. My
Sixers,
God, the
Sixers.
76ers.
Sixers,
Yeah. My brain is braining, apparently.
Nice.
So the Sixers only bringing back, the only guys from your roster last year still on the team are Maxey and not. Am I on drugs, apparently? I know Embiid's still there, but
yeah, Embiid, Maxey, Kelly Oubre.
Oubre did come back.
Kyle Lowry's back.
Okay.
And I think that's it, actually. I'm pretty sure that's actually it.
Okay, so it was 3.
Yeah.
Or 4, my bad. But
4.
only bringing back 4 guys is tough. And then whatever happened to Paul George is
yeah.
bad.
It is. It's twice now. Twice it's been hyperextensions. That's insane. And I mean, I saw a stat earlier tonight before the game said the big our 3, Maxey, Embiid, and George have not started and finished a game together yet this season. So
And I don't know if they will.
I don't either. And it's honestly the way that, especially going into the season with the way with him, what Embiid was saying and how he's been performing so far, I'm concerned. But I said this too, I'm not the type of guy that says, hey, if one team's doing bad, whatever. I say, well, at least it's still early. It is still kind of early. If we get to like December, January, and we're still just kind of like mellowing at the bottom, I'm just like, I don't know at this point. I know a lot of people are saying, hey, just like deactivate George and Embiid until like January. Just be kind of flotsam jetsam for the next couple of months and then bring them back in. I don't really know if that's the smartest idea, but I mean, at their current rate, they're just like you said. I think just because the team is just so newish, the chemistry is there. Obviously, I'll tell you what, Jared McCain is doing a phenomenal job. I think he was an excellent pickup.
I love that guy.
And it's so cool to see like how he's having fun. There's like a picture going around too that like for like the character like profile pictures the player profile pictures, he's the only one that's smiling out of everyone there. That's too funny. I think that says a lot though, but it's just kind of funny that I'm glad that we have him and he's doing really well. I just really hope that I just don't think it's enough at the current moment, which is very unfortunate, but hopefully it just kind of starts a good upward progression at some point.
All right, you could be a Timberwolves fan.
Well, I'll tell you what. The Timberwolves are a pretty cool team. I'll give you guys that.
I wouldn't. No, I just mean we suck.
Oh, true. That actually is true.
And like at least, the Sixers, you have reason to not be doing great. You have injuries.
Oh,
Nobody's
you're just being
hurt
overall
in Minnesota.
Okay.
We just suck. And I don't know. I literally just posted a tweet about this because we lost again tonight.
Oh, who'd you play?
Dallas? So the Kings.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. Wait, who played Dallas?
I have no idea. We have lost 6 of our last 10 and are on a 4-game losing streak. Oof. We lost to the Rockets last night.
We just lost the Rockets tonight, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
But this was a team that was in the Western Conference Finals and should have been
the finals. Should have been the West winner, yeah.
And could have been again this year. Maybe don't trade away the heart and soul of your team.
Yeah.
In the middle of the greatest run your franchise has ever had.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It would be like, giving up like Maxey, like right off, like for this season. I really hope I don't think we will. I think he's such a untapped like last season was phenomenal for him. He was a first-year All-Star. Super proud of him. And I'm excited to see what he's doing so far this season. Obviously, he's been injured every now and then too, so hopefully he can bounce back from that. But I think having the duo of Maxey and McCain is really cool to see, just because of like how much they kind of bring to the table. Obviously, when you have Embiid in there, you have the big man, so you have passes being fed to you. Obviously, you're good in the paint. You want to be able to kind of obviously bait some of those fouls a little bit every now and then, but for the most part, with Embiid kind of out of the equation right now, you have to come up with new schemes. You have to come up with ways to utilize every single person on the team now more than ever. So I like the idea of that, and I hope that develops a bit more. But yeah, at our current point, I wouldn't be like imagining that we'd be at like 500 level by like December. I don't know. I feel like it's still a little early, but we really have to find out.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. So Jedi Joker has a very good point here. Obviously, the Eagles, when they played on Sunday night, phenomenal game against the Rams. Unfortunately, as a repercussion of that, we have lost Brandon Graham for the season. And that one hurt. That one, I will be honest, that one definitely hurt to see him go.
Yeah, that sucks, even just as somebody from the outside. I mean, I hate seeing legends go out.
Yeah.
Not on their own terms. Like he said this was his last year. I wanted to see him see it through. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I don't know. Not to be rude, I hope he listens to himself and hangs it up here. Because I don't want to see a legend keep playing. I hate watching guys play until the wheels fall off.
Yeah. Because you see the downward progression. Yeah.
Like Peyton Manning's last year, yeah, he got the Super Bowl at the end of his career, but you also watched that and went,
ooh,
man, that's not Peyton Manning.
No. That is not.
Tom Brady retired, and everybody still thinks he could be one of the best quarterbacks in football. That's how you want to go out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100%. No, I think, and just how much he has contributed. Obviously, our defense is still very young. He is only like he's one of like the last few veterans we have on defense. We only have like I think 2 really other guys, but other than that, is just more so recent draft picks and just other like signings that we've had that have really worked out well for us. So having that veteran, obviously, you still said he's going to be around, but he just won't be on the field. But having that veteran leadership was definitely key, and I hope it just doesn't affect how we do against on Sunday. That's the only real thing. We'll just see.
I don't think it will.
Okay.
But the Eagles' defensive line is so good and has so much depth.
Got dogs,
I think
man.
just opens up
Georgia.
opportunities
Just Georgia
for
there,
other
man.
great players.
Mm-hmm.
Especially, God, you do have so many guys from Georgia because you got Davis, you got Carter,
Mm-hmm.
Nolan Smith, who I loved coming out of college.
Yeah, he's progressing upward.
Who else is there? Milton Williams.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Sweat.
N'Kobe Dean, I think, as well, right? Is he from Georgia?
Isn't he more of a true linebacker?
Oh no, yeah.
I don't know what
linebacker.
you guys are using.
Oh, if you're talking about
right
line,
now.
yeah. I think we've used him as more
I'm
of a
thinking
linebacker,
just
yeah.
defensive line. Oh, I was just going your entire defensive
okay.
line, just saying
Just
the
see
like,
who we have, yeah.
there. And then Bryce Huff was your new guy. So like,
Yeah.
I don't think you're gonna deteriorate that much. Veteran presence is great. I think just keeping him around the team will be good.
Yeah.
Who are the other vets on that team? What is Bradbury still there?
He's been on IR for I
Okay.
think for a while, but I forgot about him too the other day.
It would just be Darius Slay then as like a true vet.
Like overall or just for defense?
Defensively, yeah.
Defensively, yeah, I think it is pretty much just Slay and
Bradbury when he comes back.
Yeah.
But he probably won't play that much.
No, not at all.
Because you guys moved him to safety, right?
Yeah. And we already have our cornerbacks and our safeties right now who are balling the hell out. So I think, if anything, maybe like a few snaps every now and then. But yeah, at our current pace, no, I don't think we would really need him. Yeah. It's always kind of sad to say about your veterans, but like, if you have that younger presence and they're doing really well, it's just kind of how the game goes. For sure. He's one. Oh yeah, that's right. And Brandon Graham, without Brandon Graham, we probably don't win the Super Bowl because of that Tom Brady sack. For more than likely, that was probably one of the plays of the game, aside from the Philly special, that wins us the Super Bowl that year. So 100% agree with that. But yeah, we'll just see how it is. I think if anything else, I'm very excited for this game because I feel like this could be the Super Bowl this year, potentially one of the options. If the Ravens can somehow make it past Mahomes, I think this could be one of the matchups. I feel like if anything, the NFC Championship game will probably be, don't count any team out there, but a lot of it's factoring towards Lions Eagles. I could see it going that way.
Yeah. I want to just keep saying the Vikings, but I also understand it is Sam Darnold.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, the other guy we're mentioning is Jared Goff.
Mm-hmm.
And I stand by Jared Goff is not a good quarterback. So I get it. He's having a good year on one of the most talented teams ever.
He's got weapons. That's the biggest thing, yeah. But I get what you mean, yeah.
And then having watched both guys since college and like scouting them since then, Jared Goff has dealt with the moment before, so he does have that going for him. But like just physical tools wise, Goff is probably going to be the worst quarterback in the NFC in the playoffs. Like Sam
overall.
Darnold has lots of flaws. None of them are just his like physical tools. He has one of the best arms in football.
Yeah.
He's like a weirdly good scrambler. I was not prepared for that.
No, yeah, me neither. Watching him kind of just like run out of the pocket was insane. I was like, what?
I think he averages like 40 rushing yards a game right now. It's like,
no kidding.
Who are you?
That's too funny.
Especially after 6 years of watching Kirk Cousins. It's like, what is happening?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
A quarterback that can move?
Unheard of, right? Oh, that's too funny. But what do you think? I'm asking you this now too. Like playoff predictions. I feel like we're getting to the point where clinching scenarios can start happening as soon as tomorrow. Yep. So, what down the stretch? What do you think? Just right off the bat.
For the NFC?
Yeah.
Or just overall? I can do AFC too.
You can do overall. Yeah, I kind of want to see what your viewpoint for it.
So NFC, I think I can tell you the teams. I can make my prediction for what the actual layout will be, but that's too up in the air right now.
Yeah,
but I think
for sure. Go ahead. Yeah, you don't have to do all that.
Lions, Eagles. All right, division winners as of right now are probably going to be Lions, Eagles. I'm gonna go with the Cardinals.
Ooh, really? You think they get it done this year for the division?
So it's tough. I think Stafford is probably the best quarterback in that division overall.
Mm-hmm.
But the Rams are also probably the worst roster in that division currently. And coming down the stretch, you're going to need your defense to step up. And while their defensive line, the young guys in Jared Verse, Braden Fisk, and oh my God, what is his name? Not important. I will think of it later.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they have a couple. All of their young defensive linemen are really good. Mm-hmm. Their linebackers, their corners, their safeties are all really bad. And a team with a good enough offensive line is still going to bully the young defensive line that they have. The Cardinals, Kyler makes them the most explosive team in this division, making them the most likely to get wins. I could see the Seahawks winning this division. I think the only team that I view as fully out right now is the 49ers.
Yeah,
I don't see a world where they can get back into it.
I think if anything, like last week really showed a lot, even without Purdy. You expect McCaffrey to carry that, but seeing as he got as a few yards as he did, I believe he didn't even get a touchdown. I think, right?
I don't believe so.
No. So if anything, and you have injuries are just piling up for them too, which is unfortunate. You hate that for any team, but it's just even without injuries too, you can just kind of tell that the team just doesn't feel as dominant as they did last year, if anything, especially going to the Super Bowl. Super Bowl slump is there.
Yep, the injuries are huge, and then the regression from certain guys like Deebo Samuel looks awful. I don't know entirely what happened there, but he doesn't look good. Defensively, nobody really looks good outside of Fred Warner. Cool, you have the best linebacker in football. That's not gonna save you.
He's playing with a broken ankle too, right? I heard for the last couple of games. That's insane. What the hell?
So, and then Kyle Shanahan is one of the best coaches in football. Don't get me wrong. Mm-hmm. But something just seems off with him this year and with the whole team. Watching them, everybody will come off the field after a bad offensive drive, and Shanahan doesn't talk to anybody.
Really?
You're the offensive play caller. Yeah. You should be figuring this out, and he just doesn't. So the Niners just feel off, so I think they're out.
Okay.
And then the NFC South, I think the Bucs come back and win it. They're only a game down right now.
Who leads right now? The
Falcons suck.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
The Falcons are bad. They are their defense is atrocious, and their offense isn't that good, even though it should be. They have a good O-line. They have good weapons. They have one of the best running backs in the game. Yeah. Kirk can play well, but the exact thing I tried to warn people about going into the season is happening. Kirk's regression.
Yeah.
So Kirk has gone back to the quarterback he was pre-Kevin O'Connell. Mm-hmm. Kevin O'Connell and his offensive scheme makes a quarterback's life really easy. There's a reason Sam Darnold looks so good. There's a reason Nick Mullins was putting up 400 yards a game last year, and Josh Dobbs looked like a superhero. Mm-hmm. And Kevin O'Connell is one of the 5 best offensive coaches in the league, and it's not I don't know if there's an argument. You can argue where you put him. Obviously,
but he's
Andy
top
Reid's
5,
the best,
though,
and then you can argue whoever, wherever.
Yeah.
But so Kirk's regressed back to pre-Kevin O'Connell form, which is still a near top 10 level quarterback, but he's never had there's no better way to put it than the it factor as a quarterback.
Yeah.
He's
I
not
get
the
it.
guy who's winning you games.
No, it's
If your
this
team is
other
good enough, you will
weapons.
win games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he is not going to push you over that hump. That is the reason Minnesota got rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
And the Falcons' defense, with as bad as it is, I don't see a world where they can do much, especially when the Buccaneers' defense has been good and their offense has been really good, and they get Mike Evans back.
Yeah.
I think the Buccaneers win that division. Your wild card teams are then the Vikings, the Packers, and the Commanders. And maybe a team like the Seahawks can take the Commanders' spot. I would actually bet on that.
Mm-hmm.
The Cliff Kingsbury regression that happens every time Cliff Kingsbury coaches a team is happening. Part of that is the way he uses his quarterbacks, overrunning them at the beginning of the season. They get some injuries in the middle of the year, and then everything slows down.
Yep.
Jaden Daniels looked like one of the 10 best quarterbacks in the league for 8 weeks, gets a little banged up, and now he
just looks
fine.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The Commanders also struggle from their defense has about 2 good players. So it's not great for them.
I think
I can see them falling
the Dallas
out,
game roughly proved that too. I would agree with
Yep.
that. I would 100% agree
So
with that.
I think my current prediction is Lions. Well,
In
I'm
no
going to be a
particular
homer
order.
and order it in if I was to order it, I'm going to say the Eagles end up with the 1 seed. The Vikings end up as the 2 seed. Because I'm going to predict that we go into Detroit and beat them. Why not?
Yeah.
Let me have my moment. It doesn't change what teams are going there. The only thing that would change is where
the order.
5 seed or 2 seed. So
Well, I don't know. Do
Eagles,
you risk putting the Lions as a wild card team, because then that might give them more fuel, if anything.
maybe, but it also requires them to play more games.
That is
and
true.
the bigger thing to me is go on the road.
That's true.
The reason, like,
That's very true.
I want Minnesota to be the 1 seed so bad because I don't think any team in the league can walk into Minnesota and beat us. I think we can lose on the road. I don't think you can go into the bank and beat us. I mean, we watched the Texans lose the game because it was too loud, and
Yeah.
Hall of Fame caliber players like Laramie Tunsil committed 4 penalties on 4 straight plays.
Yep.
It was too loud.
Yep.
I don't think a team can march into the bank and beat us. So I want the 1 seed real bad. And I don't want to go to Detroit.
Yeah.
I don't want to go to Philadelphia. So this, I think for those 3 teams, it matters which one of us gets the 1 seed.
Yeah.
It really does. Because I think genuinely whoever gets the 1 seed is probably the Super Bowl team.
Yeah.
Just because it's hard to win in those stadiums.
Yeah.
There's not really another team that could take it. But if the Bucks got the 1 seed, who cares? It's not that scary to march into Raymond James Stadium.
Yeah. Well, I mean, maybe for us last couple of years, for some reason they have our they have our number for some reason, but
luckily I think Baker has the Lions number, so I'm really rooting for them to get the Lions.
I'd be interested to see, because I feel like, honestly, the whole the country's hoping for the Lions, last year for their push. I think Baker could have won. I think if given that time, I feel like the Bucks could have pulled off the win against the Lions.
I mean, the Bucks beat them this year.
Yeah.
So they're there, man. But I'm gonna say Eagles, Vikings, Cardinals, Bucks, and then Lions,
Packers.
The Packers are in, I think. I don't think there's a world where they drop out. And then I'm going to say the Seahawks
Okay.
get the 7 seed.
Seahawks, Commanders kind of interchangeable, but more so leaning towards Seahawks.
Yep.
Okay.
I just
get that.
trust the Seahawks a little more. Veteran quarterback helps. Gino's awesome. I don't think you should ever pay him the way a lot of teams pay Kirk. But I think Gino should get the Baker Mayfield contract and be the quarterback in Seattle until the wheels fall off there. Or until he just decides he's done. Because Gino's been great. He is not even kind of the problem. The Seahawks' current problem is their defense is really young and doesn't have that much talent. Some guys are stepping up. I love Kobe Bryant, so I'm really happy he's good now. The corners are good. It's just their defensive line, which has been their issue for a few years at this point.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I just trust the Seahawks have been there, done that before, but I wouldn't count out the Rams entirely to sneak into the 7th seed.
Yeah, I feel like I could see them, especially, like I said, Stafford being the quarterback he is, and
Yep.
already having that Super Bowl win experience. I mean, his team's still fairly new, and then without Aaron Donald this year, especially, they've been hovering right around the 500. So I do think they could probably sneak in too.
Kobe Turner, I think, is the Ram I was thinking about. Yeah, the
Yeah.
other defensive lineman. I could not remember his name.
There you go. Okay, so that's your NFC prediction. I like it. I think for anything too, but barring that because here's the thing too. I think the Eagles finish off their season just against the division. I think those final 3 games are pretty much just the division games. Maybe like one upset win there somewhere, probably from like the Commanders again, potentially. But because we have Baltimore, we have Carolina, and then Pittsburgh, and then the division.
Yep. And then the division. Yep.
So I do think we at least finish somewhere positive. Or pretty much at this point, but I think it's doable.
Yeah.
So I like that.
This week is your last really tough game.
Yeah, I agree. I think this is, if anything, it's what I think the season's kind of been leading up to per se in the regular season. So it would be very interesting to see how it goes down. Very, very excited to watch it, but also very nervous. Yeah. We'll see. But all right, go ahead. What do you got for AFC?
AFC, I am gonna say, Chiefs get the 1 seed.
Yeah.
Dread it, run from it. Destiny arrives, all the same. The Bills are going to get the 2 seed. I still think the Ravens end up with the 3 seed, and then the Texans win the South. Mike Tomlin does have some voodoo magic. The Chiefs don't have voodoo magic. That's just great coaching, great players, great preparation. Pittsburgh's got some voodoo magic. It is great coaching, but
somehow, some way, man. Yeah.
They don't have the talent to be as good as they always are. That is entirely a Mike Tomlin thing. He's one of the best coaches in the world. It's ridiculous. I still find it insane that Steelers fans want him gone every year.
Yeah. They're like, is this the year where he just, we're done with him? Nope. Somehow, some way.
And then, so I think the Steelers be the 5 seed, Chargers at the 6 seed. And I have a hatred for the Broncos that runs really deep. So I'm going to say the Dolphins sneak in as the 7th seed.
Okay. I could see that. Dolphins are on a streak too, I'm pretty sure, right? Ever since Tua's back. Okay, I could see that. I'll tell you what, though. I know a lot of people are giving Bo Nix the compliment of potentially being Rookie of the Year, but I just don't know yet either for him. That's the biggest thing.
I don't think he's played overall well enough to be Rookie of the Year. He's had some good games. I don't know. All the credit for the Broncos doesn't go to Sean Payton. It doesn't go to Bo Nix. It goes to that defense.
Yeah.
And if we're truly honest, watching that defense, the one game they played without Pat Surtain, that entire team, all the credit goes to Pat Surtain. The minute he's off the field, that defense is atrocious.
Yep.
It's wild.
No, that's fair enough. I'll tell you what, though. I think if anything, really, I could see the Chiefs still taking it, but I wouldn't be surprised if the Bills somehow edge their way in to the top seed. I do think it's possible. Obviously, their game against Detroit will be very very large implicator. That could also be a Super Bowl matchup right there too. I think that's crazy. But you know what? I hate to agree with the two, but I just think the Chiefs probably are just going to do it again somehow, and it's going to be either Chiefs Ravens or Chiefs Bills at some point. Probably Chiefs Bills in the divisional again. Actually, I don't know.
If the Bills have the 2 seed, it wouldn't happen until the AFC Championship
right?
game.
So it'd be Ravens then divisional then potentially. I don't know. We'll see.
Ravens or one of the wild card teams or the Texans.
Yeah.
Or no, I don't think the Ravens could possibly either.
No, they would probably go.
It would have to be the Texans would be the best team that the Chiefs could face in the first round. And I mean, I wouldn't put it past the Texans to be able to get him if C.J. Stroud can figure it out again.
Yeah.
That sophomore slump is hitting hard.
It is. He was my starting fantasy quarterback until I got Purdy. And then I was just like, Not too sure. But I did say this too about the Texans. Like I do like where they're trending. Obviously, these last couple of games have just been, sophomore slump. But
Yep.
I do think they at least bounce back before the end of the season. But more than likely, I think they will win the South too. But I don't know if they'll be able to kind of hang too much with all the other guys. Who knows? We'll see.
It definitely hurts. The time without Nico didn't help, and now losing Stephon Diggs.
Yes.
I mean, that's not great. They should still have the weapons, and gotta do the shout out because John Mechie finally has gotten playing time, and he's so good. And I'm so happy for that guy. I don't know if you remember, but he's the guy they drafted, and like 2 weeks after the draft, he got diagnosed with leukemia.
Yeah. Oh, that's
So he
right.
missed his rookie year,
I do remember that.
Yeah. So I loved him coming out, but he just never got his shot to play. And he finally did with Nico and Diggs out. And I think the first game where he actually got a chance, he had like 8 catches for 100 yards and a tud. And I was very excited for that guy.
That's awesome. You love to see stories like that.
Yep.
Cool. Well, before we end off our time here, one final question. I'm trying to think because I feel like we're always the football route, but we love talking about football because it's just fun. But I will say, if it comes to it, and how do I want to word this? I really don't know. Would you rather? Okay, how about this? Would you rather have a Vikings Super Bowl or a Timberwolves finals?
Vikings Super Bowl.
I think Super Bowl is probably just more elevated than anything else at this point, right?
Yep. And like I love basketball, but I don't care about basketball the same way I care about football.
Yeah, it's just something about it. I get it.
Same with baseball. Like I love baseball, but like I pay attention, but not
you
the same way I do with
you don't
football.
watch every single game as much as like because I get that.
With football, it's like I'm watching the film on games that even the Vikings don't play in. I'm just like, I love the sport.
Yeah.
And as much as I do that with baseball too, it's like I'm not watching every single pitch. I don't care. You know?
Yeah. No, I totally get it. Yeah. Much more kind of invigorating for anything that's more like high action most of the entire time. Yeah, I get it.
And basketball, I struggle with because you were talking about not watching it a ton. Basketball doesn't matter until March anyways.
Yeah, I would agree.
March, April. So like I don't pay attention until the end of the year when it
regular season games, and I think with the exception of maybe like baseball as well, I think more so just for like hockey and basketball are just kind of like they're just there for background. That's what I literally have for just background noise. Baseball, I think baseball besides football, like really football out of all this, I think baseball has the best atmosphere for when you're in person. Watching a game because when you're there you feel it. Obviously the game's I would say not as slow paced, but like that's only because it's
so much better now.
Yeah,
I love the pitch clock.
I do.
I might be the only one, but
you know what? I like it too. I obviously I didn't like it at first because some pitchers are like, dude, this ruins my whole movement. This ruins my whole like rhythm I have. But you're right. It speeds up games, and I do like that. Especially when you're in person, it feels like you don't want to get up from your seat and like go to the concessions. Then you miss an entire inning at that point, probably even 2 if the line's really long. But going back to it, I think baseball is the best in-person atmosphere, especially for playoff season, 100%, because it feels so cool. But even like if you add in football takes everything. But yeah, like compared to these regular season games, you're not as invested until it comes to playoff season, and it's crazy that basketball and hockey, they start around the same time and their playoffs are right around are literally the next like 2 months, like May and June is when they both happen. So those are like really good times to watch, especially coming off of something like March Madness. Now you have the ability to watch 2 playoff leagues kind of go at it, and you're not really missing much. And then all of a sudden baseball starts right again after that. So boom, it's like a never-ending cycle. You love it.
Yeah.
All that to say, those sports are great, right? We love sports.
It's wild that I can still say that as a Vikings, Timberwolves, and Rockies fan. I am a fan of the 2 worst teams in their sport, and then the most cursed franchise in all of sports.
It is what it is.
It's tough. I don't recommend it. Pick better teams, kids.
Yeah, kid. Well, how about this? One more question before I go, and I think I discussed this last week with my other guest. But do you believe that people only have one chance to switch teams in their life, or not at all? Once you pick, you're done.
See, I can't say not at all because technically, even though I didn't really watch, when I was really young, I was a Raiders fan, and I still root for the Raiders. They're like, I know people hate the idea of second favorite teams, but they still are. They're an AFC team.
I get
they
it.
don't matter unless I
get it.
see them in the Super Bowl, and then guess what? I want them to lose if they're
course.
facing the team in purple. But like outside of that, I love the Raiders. That was entirely because I live in like the Denver area, and everybody here's Broncos fans.
Oh yeah, so you want to be
And
the one.
I wanted to be different.
that guy.
So,
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was the Raiders, and then Adrian Peterson had that game against the Chargers, and it was like, that team is better. Also purple.
Yes. Good color.
So-
Great. I love purple colored teams, dude. They're awesome. Absolutely
Yeah.
awesome.
So I personally don't think I don't think as an adult you should ever change your team. If you rooted for them for the first, 15 years of your life, you don't get to change it just because as an adult you're sad.
Yeah.
Like, get over it. I think as a kid you can change your team if you really want to, because you'll fall in love with a player or a something. But I don't know. It's weird. Let people live mostly. I think I don't respect it if you're just you've been an Eagles fan, but then they suck for 2 years and you decide to root for whatever team just won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, no.
That's lame.
No, not at all. Yeah, I get that.
But yeah. But I don't know. I wish I could find it within myself to pick a different favorite baseball team, because the Rockies, it's insane that there's a team like the Athletics that everybody talks about, yet we're still somehow worse at everything. Being a Rockies fan is painful.
Hey, man. Hey, well, at least you guys had an All-Star game a couple of years back.
Yeah, that we shouldn't have even had, so the uniforms weren't made for us, so we didn't get cool.
Yeah,
black and
that's
purple.
right. Oh, because they were stuck with fucking
dude.
Atlanta's. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because we should have had cool black and purple All-Star game uniforms, but we didn't get it.
One year soon, hopefully again. Maybe not, but we'll see.
There's somebody in your chat that just said, bruh, I don't know to which part, though.
Oh,
I'm
yo,
intrigued.
Chief Wellington, what's going on, bro? What are you saying, bro? Actually, I don't even know if this guy's a sports fan. Chief, are you well, it'd be funny if you were and you weren't a Chiefs fan. That'd be kind of funny.
That would be great.
Wellington, my friend, are you a lover of sports and ball, potentially? And let me get the music back on here, too. Whoops.
Sports ball.
Sports ball in that
Perhaps.
particular order. How about that?
Are you a wrestling fan?
Yes. Well, new wrestling fan, actually.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, wait. Yeah, I don't know if you knew that, but I went to WrestleMania this year.
Yeah, I saw that on. I
Yeah.
saw that on TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
Because you went with Rad, right?
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Dude. Even before that too, I was intrigued, but like I'm hooked. I'm a
Oh, dude, it's
I'm a
so
big
good.
wrestling guy. I noticed your championship behind you as well there. That's very, very nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
It's the blue Universal.
Nice.
It's Roman's belt.
Mm-hmm. That is absolutely beautiful, man.
It was like $120 last year because it was on sale for something. So I
Oh
was
wow.
like,
Oh wow.
I
Might as
need
well.
that.
I got no idea what y'all are saying, but I'm here for the homies. Never being able to switch favorite teams is so much pressure. Oh.
I feel like
I get.
that makes sense.
I kinda
But I
get
feel
it,
like once
yeah.
you've invested so much time in a team, I don't know.
That and like
I don't know. If I
it's
switch
like
teams,
yeah.
the Super Bowl's never going to feel as good as when Minnesota wins one. You know?
Yeah. Oh, I
It's the
get it.
commitment to the team.
It is. I agree. And I think also a big part of it, like that comes into play, is definitely family. Because if your family is like heavily invested in like a team for life, and you got ancestors who have been fans of that team and they've gone to games or blah blah blah, whatever you name it, then you feel like you kind of owe it to them to kind of continue it on. But
Right.
I do get it. Like if every now and then you kind of want to swap, maybe it is like location based, or it might just be because like, hey, like you want to change
Oh,
it up for
sure.
whatever
If
reason.
you move to a city and want to be a fan of the teams in that city, fine. I'm cool with that.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense to
Yeah.
me.
I don't know if I could do that though, because I feel like
Oh, no, I could never.
I don't think I could ever do that. I would totally be wearing my jerseys and everything everywhere.
Oh,
There's no way.
I'm planning to move to Seattle. I promise. I'm still going to be rooting for the Vikings.
Sick.
Might go to a lot of Seahawks games, though, let me tell you.
Oh, that'd be cool. Yeah, that's the other thing too. Is I hate the fact that my team. And maybe this is kind of a privilege thing. I hate the fact that my teams are doing so well that the tickets are so expensive. That I really wish that I could just kind of go to like a regular ass game and just be like, oh yeah. But even if I see my teams there, that'd be great too. But like I know, like the tickets for the Cowboys game are like as cheap as like $100 in like the nosebleeds. Probably I don't even know how much Eagles tickets are in the nosebleeds, but probably a bit higher than that. Who knows? Maybe I'll have to check it out. Seattle people are ruthless. They finna tear you up, dog.
It's fun.
I think you can handle it.
The last two of the 3 Vikings games I've went to in my life were in Denver. Denver fans do not like that Minnesota fans exist.
Mm-hmm.
Minnesota fans seem to bully the rest of the league from what I've seen at least the last couple of weeks. Every road game, there is more purple than whatever the home team's colors are.
Mm-hmm.
Now, to be fair, Chicago, Jacksonville, Tennessee, I get it. But
Yeah.
like even in Denver last year, it was purple.
Wow.
It was great.
Kind of sounds like LA almost.
It's like a reverse LA because it's just Vikings fans just travel.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
People praise Cleveland fans for always being around. The Vikings fans are on that level of they're just
Traveling
always
well.
there, man.
I'd say Eagles fans could be up there too. There's a lot of them in a lot of places. Yeah.
It's been a long time since I've seen. The issue is it's been a long time since the Eagles have been actually bad.
Yeah.
So trying to remember, well, the Eagles fans care when the team is bad.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true.
No.
I don't know if they have money. I think there's just a lot of Vikings fans everywhere.
Yeah.
People like purple.
Purple is a naturally cool color, especially when you add it into sports. I think it elevates it. Just look at like the Raptors. I love their purple.
I miss those uniforms.
Yeah. Their City Connects are cool though this year. I love how it's the Vince Raptor dunk. That's so cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, purple is a cool color. I'm trying to think
So,
what else is
what made you want to get into wrestling? Like, was it a
Oh,
storyline? Was it a person?
First off, I'll say feel free to ask me stuff too if you want, because that happened last week too. But so actually 2 things. One, Radical, like I believe it was like January. I think it probably was after the Royal Rumble at this point, and he was like, he's like, yo, like I'm a big fan of wrestling. WrestleMania is technically in your backyard. Well, at first he was like, yo, would you be down if I like crashed at your place while I went? And then I think somehow it morphed to like, would you want to come with me? And then I'd be like, oh, like, I don't really know. Like, I'm not much in wrestling. He says, how about this? Like, he said, when it came down to, because it was right when I think The Rock came back too. And he said, I won't pull the trigger on it yet, but if it is confirmed that Cody is main eventing WrestleMania against Roman, then I am going. He said, if it's Rock, then I'm not going to go. Therefore, they did confirm that Cody came back. He said, no, like, you don't determine it. I'm going to be the main event. I won the Royal Rumble, all that good shit.
Yeah.
And he said, I'm going. I said, shit, I'll go too. So that up until WrestleMania, because we got the tickets, I like watched pretty much the last 2 years of like WWE. So like all like the Bloodline stuff going on. I liked the storyline of The Rock coming. I think The Rock coming back was probably a big part of it. But also I watched WrestleMania 38 and I watched, 39 and 38. And this is also right around the time where I started getting into Pat McAfee as well. So that definitely kind of added another like channel to it. And then after WrestleMania, or even just being there in general, watching night 1 and then being there for night 2 was, hands down one of the coolest things I've ever been to. So right then and there, I was like, dude, I'm sold. Like, I'm in. And that's why, Radical, he started his podcast, his wrestling podcast that I kind of join every now and then. So we talk about storylines. We talk about just stuff in the wrestling world. And honestly, like, I'm having fun with it. It's so cool to kind of be, because I feel like it's funny because I like the pipeline for sports, I feel like somehow always ends up with wrestling at one point as well, especially if it's football related. So I feel like it was only a matter of time until I kind of became somewhat of a wrestling fan, but I didn't expect it to happen so quickly.
I think it kind of depends. A lot of the thing with wrestling is like, to be a wrestling fan, you almost also have to be like a theater kid.
Gateway sport.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhat.
Yeah.
No, I get it.
Or
Yeah, kind of a theater kiddish, or maybe like you like, or like some kind of like drama enthusiast.
Yeah, and you have to stop caring about people being weird, because I still get what, you really think this shit is real? It's like, well, no, but also like stop saying it's fake in certain ways, because like, dude, he still just chucked himself off a ladder. I promise that didn't feel good.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Like,
Or
yeah,
crash
they're
into a
not
table
full
or
on-
nothing. Yeah.
Right. They're not full on punching each other in the face. Cool. A lot of this shit still actually is doing things. And I think it requires more athleticism than 90% of sports. I think. Now, obviously, not for everybody. You've got your people like the Big Show.
Yeah.
Who just kind of are big. And like, that's cool too. I've never been a fan of those kind of wrestlers. Who is your favorite wrestler?
Ooh.
I'm intrigued.
It's kind of changed overall, but as of right now, I'd say my favorite wrestler is probably Seth Rollins. I think,
Fair enough.
you know,
I hate
especially
that guy. I love that guy, but I hate that guy.
the storyline that, like, especially right at that moment too. I think I like Seth Rollins the most, but I would be lying if I said if I didn't like LA Knight. I think those two are probably like my front runners right now. Cody's always been up there for me too. Roman especially. As of lately though, it's crazy to say, but I like Solo, man. Solo Sikoa has been growing on me.
Okay.
It's crazy. Wait, so my dad described it as a male soap opera. He was a lifelong fan, but also a low-key a hater.
I mean, it is
possible?
basically just a male soap opera. That's definitely a good description.
That's very fair.
My favorite wrestlers are Finn Balor and Alexa Bliss, and I know the Finn Balor one's gonna sound weird.
No.
He's been
I
useless
I
for 2
I get
years,
it. I get
but
it.
he
Yeah.
used to be so good.
Especially in
And
NXT.
then
Yeah.
WWE went, we hate this guy.
Dude, I don't know what it is.
And that's why I hate Seth Rollins is for whatever reason that he's such a safe worker, except for when he's not, like when he ended Sting's career and then broke Cena's nose
Yep.
and then destroyed Finn's one and only championship opportunity with a bad buckle bomb. Well, a barricade bomb, I guess, because it wasn't on a buckle, but whatever. But yeah, Finn Balor is my favorite, and it just sucks because he gets done dirty all the time.
I do get it.
Why did he lose in the Hell in the Cell to Edge? That still makes no sense. Edge didn't wrestle for 6 months after that.
I don't get it. Yeah.
Why did you killed the demon character with that? Because you made him lose back-to-back matches. So now you can't have the demon gimmick anymore. And then what? Also, Edge could win a WrestleMania and then not wrestle for 6 months.
I don't know. And right now, even his most current storyline is just kind of like
they've defended the titles twice in 150 days. They're making them.
I
look
thought
like
they
an
were gonna
asshole.
lose. I legitimately thought they were gonna lose, and they win against
They
the
should.
War Raiders. I'm like, bro,
They should have.
come on.
I love Finn, but just make JD eat a pin and lose the titles
Dude, JD
because
fucking
obviously
sucks,
you're not
dude.
doing anything with him.
I hate him, bro. JD just kind of makes me mad every time I see him. I'm like, dude,
You don't
what-
like the Funko Pop?
That's true. No, I don't, because he's just.
I will say, watching him, I like JD because he's one of the best sellers in the company. Like
That is true.
Every time he gets hit with anything, it looks like he got hit by a train. It's great.
No, not JD Vance.
No, JD McDonough.
I don't think I've heard of that one before. That's funny. No, you're right. Like he does sell it pretty well. I just think the overall right now, the Street Profits, the Street Trash Judgment Day, just overall storyline right now is just one. It's going on for too long with Liv and Rhea right now. I think that's
part.
That's a big part of it, and then also just like
Just speed up to the point where Finn. You're trying to pretend everybody else in that group is a babyface now.
yeah,
Just speed up to the point where Finn turns on them, like we all know he's gonna do, because that's what Finn does.
Yeah,
Finn's best character is as a heel.
is a heel.
Just
character,
make
yeah.
him full ruthless heel again. Have him coup de grace Dom one time.
Yeah.
Whatever. Let's be done with this.
I'll tell you what though,
Judgment Day
I'm
is a
excited
faction.
for heel Kevin Owens though. That's gonna be great again.
That promo, him and Cody on
Yeah.
Friday, was so good.
Oh, we got a caller. Caller, welcome in. Who we got? Oh, it's Cadrian. Welcome in, caller. What are you doing?
What's up?
Now, Cadrian, I don't know if you noticed that, but you're live right now on twitch.tv/nightsguy02.
Oh, hey guys.
Now, are you a sports fan? That's my first question.
Sort of.
Okay, what teams do you like?
What sports we talking about?
Anything really.
Well, I like football. I'm a New York Giants fan.
Oh, and it double. Really?
New York guy. All right.
All right, New York. All right, who else? Who else?
Let me think.
Go ahead, take your
Ohio
time.
State.
Okay. Oh, we got college in this.
team.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah. I think that's about it.
Okay. So, do you like how closely do you follow sports, or at least for football potential, or do you just watch every now and then?
I watch it every now and then.
I gotcha. I gotcha. What? Well, based off of what you know right now, what are your thoughts on the current state of both teams?
Not so great.
Very fair. Very very fair. Absolutely. Did you think the way that they handled Daniel Jones could have been better? I think that's probably an easy question, at least.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it. Now, since you like both New York teams, do you lean towards one specifically, or do you just kind of like them both evenly?
Evenly.
Really?
Yeah.
So why I think that's my first question, because I feel like the people that I've met, especially from New York, or who like those New York teams, just they can't do both.
Two different sides of my family like them.
Oh, see, there goes the thing I was talking about earlier about the family ties. Because I think for the most part, because a lot of people I've talked to have just been kind of one-sided families, but I get that. So they both like it. Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, for the most part, do you think that, actually, if you could pick one over the two, who would you pick?
Giants.
Okay, why Giants?
I don't know. I don't know much about sports.
Oh, that's fine. I totally get it. Yeah. I mean, so do you just watch because your family watches?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, I think for the most part, I mean, I've always been into I've always been into sports, but I know a couple people like, especially my brother, like he's not too invested like in sports, but like he'll watch it if it's on. So I guess you're kind of like that then, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I get that. Oh, hey, Blazing Insecco is here too. Welcome, guys. Call in, of course, available. Do you have any questions for me or for Geek? Talking to you, Cadron.
Oh. No.
No questions? Okay.
I could have just joined out of you.
No. You're good.
I had no
You're good.
idea you were streaming.
No, yeah. This is the Roundtable replay. We're doing caller call-ins for sports questions.
That's cool.
Yeah. I mean, if you don't have anything else, if you wouldn't mind, you can leave it for a bit, and then we can bring you back in later on, because I do think we have other people want to hop in. But I appreciate you calling in, dude. Talk to you later.
Yeah.
All right.
Bye, chat.
All right. We do have some people who do want to call in here. Oh, next caller in right off the bat. Caller, where are you calling from? What's your name? Where are you from? Nice.
Wonderful pause in the action.
That's beautiful. Hold on. Wait. Where's his, I know he can talk. Where's his mic at? Oh, never mind. Oh, hold on. We're back.
Oh,
Can he talk? We're waiting. Pause.
well,
The suspense is killing me, man. What's going on?
it is insane.
I think Blazing wants to call in here too later on. Caller, we can't hear. Oh, and he's gone again.
Caller, you're gone.
Caller, you're back. Bad connection, probably. I don't know actually. Check your mic.
Idea.
Oh,
Oh.
I hear green. Oh, there you go.
Anyway.
Caller, we hear you. Caller. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can, sir.
All right. Welcome to the stream. What's going on?
First of all, I'm Dave Blunts. I'm from New Jersey.
New Jersey.
New Jersey. You know, all that good stuff.
Of course, Dave Bluntz. What a name!
Yeah.
All right, what do you got to say today, caller? Welcome in.
Well, first of all, I see that this guy here, he got a Vikings jersey on.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
I want to say, first of all, as a Giants fan, thank you for taking Daniel Jones off my hand. You know, like I feel
man,
like
you- Thank you for paying him to be on our practice squad.
well, no problem. I mean, thank you for that free playoff win. I really appreciate that.
Do you though? Because that playoff win is why you paid Daniel Jones and why you lost Saquon.
Listen. Anyway, next topic. We're gonna. Main thing I want to talk about is the upcoming Thanksgiving slate.
Oh, of course.
Now, big day for, America.
Agreed.
I think it rivals in the top 10 between Independence Day, just because it was like a really just a patriotic day. I feel
agree.
like Thanksgiving is getting tarnished by
Oh.
the NFL scriptwriters.
Hmm.
Can you tell me why the Bears and the Lions are playing at 12:30 p.m.?
That is
Now,
true.
Here's the thing: you would be
That's
in
11:30
food coma.
game. Oh yeah.
You would be in food coma by like 4, maybe 8 if you're really weird. If you're really weird, you need food coma by 8. So I think it would be optimal to have this game, at 8:20. Have the Giants Cowboys game be at 12:30. Have the Dolphins Packers,
At 4.
be. Actually, no, flip that. The Dolphins one be at 12. Giants
Okay.
Cowboys 4,
At 4, yeah.
and then Bears Lions just at the end, because food coma, you won't even be awake. You'll be like, oh, every single play is amazing. Like, I feel like it's also really unfair to really count out the Bears here.
Oh, I don't think we were counting out the Bears at all for this. Oh, I think you missed the episode. That's okay. We were talking about how, at this point, I would not be surprised if the Bears do win.
Yeah, I mean, did you hear about the moon phase?
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
What?
So
The Lions.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
caller. You can say it.
I'm pretty sure it's the waning gibbous. Yeah. Every time there's a waning gibbous, the Lions lose that game. They're 0 I think. I don't know. I just know they haven't won on Thanksgiving when it's a waning gibbous. So with that in mind, the Bears currently their spread, according to ESPN bet. I don't personally bet, but personally, I'm looking at the 10-point spread. I feel like Vegas is taking advantage of this opportunity here. They're going to ruin the lives of so many food coma individuals. It's going to be unfair.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
I feel like the market is really capitalizing off the how should I put it? The American people, and I feel like that's very unpatriotic.
Especially for on Thanksgiving. I agree. I get that.
Yeah, it's a patriotic day. I feel like, we should all come together in harmony instead of tearing each other down. I feel like that's only the right thing to do.
Well said. Any response to that, Geek?
No. So I don't know. I think the Bears. I just thought the Bears have a really good chance of winning, anyways, because Caleb Williams is really good at football. Moving the schedule around. I mean, I feel like them being the early game is still fairly fine. I also live in a time zone that makes this game start at 10:30 in the morning. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Get out of
that's
there.
actually really nice, because then this game is before dinner, and then you're eating dinner during Giants Cowboys, and the food
got the
coma is
method,
kind
though.
of settled and is over by the time Dolphins Packers starts. So it all works out.
But there's one thing I don't think you considered though.
Ooh.
You don't live in a real time zone.
Oh,
We
that
all
Actually,
know
I
that
live in the
Eastern time
second
zone
best time zone. Pacific is still the best by far, undoubtedly, because
Hey,
why is your football
wait a
game
second.
starting at 8:30 p.m.?
Hold on, I'm throwing a challenge on the play here. What the fuck are you talking about? Where is Eastern time zone?
The bottom.
Whoa.
Nah, hold
Yeah.
up, hold up.
Hey,
I'm sorry
we
you
have
like
we have integrity on this
everything
show.
to-
I'm not liking where this is going so far.
I don't
We
understand
do
why
have
you can be
integrity,
so
but we
excited
also
about.
believe in being correct.
Yeah, right. Which is why you're letting me speak. You know I'm right.
Oh,
The
wait.
East Coast. Here's the thing. Every single thing happens randomly late in the day because everything is bad there. You have basketball games starting at 10 p.m. That's atrocious.
That is
and
true.
stupid.
I do hate when
That
the
is-
I do
that
hate
is
when the
true.
The
Phillies
I will
entire
give you that.
schedule of sports is bad on the East Coast. Everything is bad on the East Coast.
when the Phillies are
West Coast
playing
better.
West Coast teams and with a 10:30 p.m. start time. Yeah, I don't like that. That is very true. I'll
Yeah,
give you
because
that.
guess what time that game's starting on the West Coast? 6:40.
Yeah,
You're
6,
done
yeah.
by 10. It's great. Everything's
That is
so much
pretty
better.
nice.
And yeah, you wake up and you're up, and 10 a.m. is when football starts. Your whole day is football. This is wonderful. You don't have to wait around until 1 p.m. to start football and then stay up till after midnight if you actually have a real job. I don't. I make content on the internet, so I don't count. But I acknowledge this is better for the rest of everybody. So that's what matters. And
All right.
aha.
I see where you're getting at. But here's what I raise you. Here's what I raise you, Mr. Not a real job, jobless.
Not
Have you
job.
considered have you considered in sleeping in? You know, I invented this new thing. It's called getting a good night's rest
I
after
feel
a
like
long week.
10 a.m.
pretty
is
cool. I
still
wake up
pretty
at 1
slept
p.m.
in. Well,
I'll
all
tell.
right, and bro just called me jobless. All right.
Oh, cook. Oh.
Dude, I have so many jobs. What do you mean? I work in the deli at in New York.
In New York. Yeah.
I thought
Yeah.
I thought you're from Jersey.
Yeah,
You're
but
right,
he's got to
but-
commute to
but
work.
They got paid a bit.
Oh.
They got paid a bit. I'm just saying.
Mm.
We don't get as paid. Like shit. I see Ice Spice on daily, shaking an ass in the deli or whatever. Like that one song. I love New Jersey. Awesome place.
No lie, I have friends that'll be up at like 2 a.m. waiting for. Oh well, yeah, well that definitely is a big counterpoint too. If for East Coasters and there's a big main event on the West Coast, totally would agree with that. I'm glad that's why they did the fight in Dallas. I'm actually glad they kind of did that because everyone gets the best of both worlds for that. But Blazing has a counterpoint. He says counterpoint. Who the fuck wakes up at 10 a.m. just for football? You're looking at him.
Ooh,
You're looking at him.
That's
I was gonna say those Europe games when the games are like
yeah, except for those.
7 a.m. We're all waking up for those, man.
Respectfully, I was waking up at 11 a.m. on those days, and the game starts at 9. So respectfully, no, we aren't waking up for them. I'm speaking from general public area.
Well, I'm awake
you
for
are here
every
to consume-
football game because I'm
That's
a
good.
psychopath. So
No, that's valid. I understand that. That's valid. But there's at some points where I feel like it's unnecessary to go out of your way.
what you didn't think it
Do you
was
want- hold
necessary
on.
to wake up
Do
for
you-
like
Do you watch the preseason games?
Yeah.
Really?
Ooh,
All
he's locked in.
I watched every team's preseason games.
Every team's you got Red
Yeah.
Zone on there. You create your own version of Red Zone.
No, like I had to go back like throughout the week and watch them,
Oh,
obviously. But
you didn't watch them live.
you can't watch all of them live.
No,
Even
no.
using Red Zone, you're missing so much. It pissed me off. Last week, Aaron Jones had a 40-yard run, and instead of showing me that, they showed guys standing around in the Colts game. It's like, can we just do something? Hello?
I
Agreed.
actually found out this really cool invention recently. Actually, I think I need to put you on it. But the only issue is I don't think you'll be able to access it because, like you said, you're jobless. It's called YouTube TV. You can watch 4 at once. It's pretty sweet.
No, I just
only
never would
downside-
pay $80 to have to watch so many ads.
That
I
is-
don't pay for ads.
You have 4. You have 4 there, so you can actually click away from the ads. It's pretty cool.
But then you're only watching one game.
Well,
Mm.
technically,
still
it really
ads.
varies. But you also you can switch them out.
And instead of that, I just watch Red Zone, and then throughout the week, I
Mm.
go watch every game on
Yeah, but,
NFL
you're
Plus.
still watching ads.
Watching from
Ooh,
the.
there you go.
Actually,
NFL
I'm
Plus
not.
in.
Red Zone doesn't have ads.
You sure?
Cook.
Yes, it's 7 hours of commercial-free football. That is the tagline.
What do you? Well, I don't know if you realize this. When do you turn on Red Zone? When it's when the clock strikes fucking 11, I should say. Is that when you turn it on?
Yeah, for
So
me,
you don't
yeah,
see the
because I'm not
preview.
all the way on the.
You don't see the preview.
What
You don't see the
preview?
little ad for DraftKings because guess what?
No, because I know that nothing actually starts until 11:01. So then I open it up. And yeah, I'm sure there is the little
you're really not there
DraftKings
for the
logo
football,
in the
huh?
cor-
You're just
Well, yeah,
you're a
I
minute
am,
late.
because no, I wasn't because the games hadn't started. They were only talking about DraftKings, and I
Well, they
think
were
sports
walking
betting should
around.
still be illegal.
Oh.
Should be illegal. Should be illegal.
It should still
Hot
be
take.
illegal.
Hold on. We haven't heard this yet on Roundtable Replay. Go ahead. Go ahead and explain your point here.
Number one, it has hurt the perception of every sport. Ever since it was legalized, everybody thinks every sport is entirely rigged. That's
You're gonna get
really
that either
bad.
way.
None of them are rigged, but people
It
sure
just
do
makes
believe
it feel
now.
like it. Yeah.
But it also makes it more possible. Not for a league to rig it, but what happens if a ref puts enough money on a game that he could set himself up for life based on, I don't know, changing a call, making a game-breaking call? Or what happens if, since Jameson Williams has done it twice because he's the dumbest guy in all of sports, what if Jameson Williams continues betting on games and like bets on the Lions to lose and drops the game-winning touchdown pass? Like, it hurts the integrity of the game. Why? For some
Integrity.
idiots who want to throw money in the garbage? Gambling's dumb. Why waste your money? Find a cooler addiction.
Yeah.
I'm addicted to like coffee or something.
Yeah. Yeah. There you
Coffee's
go.
not- Well, here's the thing about coffee, though. You hear about Big Bean? They're actually like I don't know. They're overproducing coffee. They're not. It's not the same as it used to be. I mean,
I wouldn't
Bean.
know. I only buy from a fairly small coffee brand, so
you buy local?
technically no, because it's Irish coffee, but that's fine.
Mm.
I buy local to Ireland.
The famine.
Yes.
Well, I raised you this to the gambling point. So you said the refs and all that, if they were to
Mhm.
put enough money to rig a game per chance, or an NFL player to rig a game per chance,
Yeah.
that is all very possible. But you bring up Jameson Williams, that was not the situation.
No, I'm not saying it was the situation. I'm just saying he's
It
dumb
could've-
enough to keep
yeah.
gambling, so it could be the situation next time.
You're right, but you're basing it off of could be's.
Every
and wait,
single rule
and-
ever is based
and
off
who's-
of
That's
who-
like
could
saying
who's the big-
Mahomes could kill a person, so he's bad.
No, it's not. It's that he was sports gambling. He could just bet on his sport. But here's the thing. Every rule and every law ever put in place is based on could be's. And we do
Right.
know in every sport there have been people who have gambled on games and thrown games.
Yeah, it's true.
In even refs that did it. That was a whole thing in the NBA.
Well,
So it's
Adam
not could
Silver-
be's, it's has happened. And I would like it to not happen.
Mm.
Wasn't Adam Silver. It
Oh,
was
whoever
the previous
the one
commission.
before it. I don't really pay
Yeah, I
attention
don't
to
remember
that.
his name either.
Exactly right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he was a real bum. I don't think I really don't think, even if it were to happen, right? The NFL is such a prosperous let's just call it a company at this point. It's a company. It's a
Mhm.
company. They make so much money. Even if you make the league, not even as like a player, like as like an assistant, a ball boy, you are set up for maybe not life, but you get to experience sport. You get to have your own impact on sport.
That's
Just
not
for
entirely true. Like
No,
Mm.
but like you're
the
missing the point.
the
You're
league
missing the point.
minimum for players and for coaches and ball boys, it's nothing. But the league minimum for players is, I believe, $100,000. That sets you up maybe for a year.
Mhm.
If you play in New
You're right,
York, it
but-
doesn't set you up for a year because you're really taking home what, 58
Oh,
grand.
Yeah.
But like it's a business. You get the
It is a
opportunity if you're good at what you're doing, to not only make more, but continuously make more coin. I don't think the NFL, first of all, if anyone is gambling on anything in the league, I really doubt. I know it sounds like, pro ref. I'm not. I hate the refs, but I think, why would they ever? Because I get it, money is great, but like, that's stuff that gets on your taxes. It's public information on what goes on. You can't you could underground it, but you won't get the same amount or nearly. It's not even worth it because they'll know you, they'll see you, the mafia will come get you, and put you on a poster. You won't have you don't even have a choice there. You get paid handsome money. It's just greed at that point. You'll be scrutinized by the media. You'll be scrutinized by people in towns, cities, the whole country pretty much. If you are outed, you will not be able to live a life that is prosperous enough that is worth the risk. So I hand it to them. Even if they do take the risk, is it worth your life for one silly mistake? Because I guarantee you, some people, which, I do raise to the point that gamblers are pretty bad people. They will hate people just because my parlay didn't hit. You sold my parlay. You'll
Dude,
DM
Kevin
them on
Durant
Twitter,
hates
whatever,
hates
but I
gamblers,
will
bro.
not.
It's true. It's so true.
Yes.
No, he hates them but profits off them. It's kind of hilarious. But you feed into that so much. If someone were to do that, especially to a ref's level when they already aren't liked. Name a ref you like. I sure can. I fucking hate all of them. If you make it even worse for yourself,
I don't know.
you won't be alive within the next month. I'm gonna keep it real. Like, let's just
I
be honest
raise
here.
you this though. You said it's just greed. I raise you this.
Practically.
What is the entirety of everything that is wrong with the world? Human greed. You are underplaying human greed, even though that is the problem with everything ever. Humans are greedy. Humans don't care that their greed could get them killed. They just do the greedy thing. Why are we pretending like greed hasn't been the problem for always?
True.
This is literally the issue. That's why sports betting shouldn't be illegal, is greed. Well, why would anyone be that greedy?
Like,
they're all that greedy. Every person basically is that greedy. Like, come on.
Like,
That's true.
so like how the Vikings were pretty greedy to lose 4 Super Bowls in a row. Was it in a row? I don't believe so. They
It
lost
wasn't.
Wait,
Oh, so that's
that
not
doesn't-
greedy.
that doesn't make
And
any-
you just
It is quite
proved
greedy.
that
You
I'm
get to go-
right. Because
I'm
you-
sorry, caller. You lost me on that
you,
one, man.
you failed. You failed to have an argument, so you just tried to take shots. That you just admitted you lost. You didn't have a better point. You lose.
I'm sorry, caller.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're right. You're right.
He's right.
Oh.
Oh no, Discord.
Where the hell did Bro
Oh
go?
God.
Whoops. Sorry, I'm back. What the hell happened here? Someone just disconnected me
What
from the
is-
call.
Dude, the refs
What
took
is
you out.
happening?
Oh, are we back?
The refs
Oh.
took you out.
The
They
the refs kicked me out.
What the hell was the Undertaker noise? That was terrifying.
Oh, sorry. That's
The bell scared the hell out of me.
I
I
got that
thought the
muted.
Undertaker was about to pop up and choke slam me. Like, bro, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry.
No, look behind you. He's there.
Oh yes.
Of course.
Damn.
Minnesota guy looking like Thanos about to snap. Probably. I mean, he just did. I think he ulted right there. I don't think the caller.
But he did snap. I'm not gonna
I
lie.
don't think the caller knew it hit him. That's too funny.
Yo, what's your Can you tell me your social so I can follow you?
Yeah, go shout yourself out here.
The Geek Slays. The same
sorry.
as
How do
my
I
Discord
spell
name,
geek?
just everywhere.
How do I spell geek?
GEEK.
Are you geeking right now?
Am I geeking? Maybe.
Wait, I'm already subscribed to you.
Oh, there you go.
Possibly.
Guys, big news. I'm subscribed to the Geek Slays on YouTube.com.
Nice. W.
YouTube.com/.
Oh, it was my moderator for
Geek
Hot. That's it.
Slays.
There you go. Yeah, go ahead, chat. Go ahead and follow my boy here, Geek.
Thank you.
I'll follow you on X too, or Twitter, as some people call
Oh,
it.
sick. It's definitely still Twitter.
Dubs. Yeah, damn right.
No, I know.
Damn right. It's still
Wait
Twitter.
a second. I take one glance at your Twitter, and it says you're from Wyoming. Is
Yes.
this true?
Yes.
You have an issue with
Are
that
you
caller?
real?
What is the issue with?
real?
I mean, I have issues with being from Wyoming, but what is
Are you
your
real?
issue with me being from here?
Are you real?
I do believe so. Yes.
What are your thoughts on Josh Allen opting or not being a Minnesota Viking, even though he's from Wyoming College?
Well,
And
he
What's his name?
he was drafted to Buffalo, so I don't really
You're
think
right.
he didn't get a
You're
choice. My thing is, I don't love Josh Allen the way other Wyoming people do, because yeah, he People claim he's from Wyoming. No, he went to college here. He's from California. If you're gonna try to praise somebody and be a fan of a team because of a kid from Wyoming, be a Bengals fan and root for Logan Wilson. We played against him in high school. Like, I don't understand why so many people are like, but Josh Allen, he's from California. He doesn't count.
So-
Logan Wilson is the
I
GOAT.
thought he was from Ohio. What? I don't think Wellington
So
knows
is it
ball.
fair for is it fair for Los Angeles Rams fans to root for Tom Brady because he's from Los Angeles, or I think Ellie's from
He's from San
California.
Fran. Yeah,
San
close to
Fran. All right.
San Fran.
Yeah.
Mm.
In proximity, yeah. Is that right? Even though they beat him twice, or he beat them twice.
I think
Is
you
that
can
right?
be a fan of players if you want to be.
I'd agree.
I'm a fan
hate
of a
Joe
lot
Burrow.
of players. That's fair.
Yeah.
I hate.
I also
Joe
hate a
Burrow.
lot
I'm
of players.
I'm a Giants fan, and I hate Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
Most
life,
of them are mostly
lifelong
because
Giants
they're
fan,
bad
right?
people.
True.
Yeah, lifelong, dude. I can name so many Giants. Danny Dimes.
Vikings legend Danny Dimes.
Vikings legend.
The minute you are on the roster, you will become a Vikings legend in my brain. That's how it works. Because
I
then I
believe
just
that.
get to, like, even if he never plays for us, I get to shout him out as a Vikings legend, and people will be like, "Huh?" But
Yeah,
it's great. It's
true.
my favorite.
It's very true.
Didn't you guys sign Lamar Jackson?
I don't think so. Not even the fake one.
Yeah. Oh, I was talking about the fake one.
The corner? No.
The
I mean,
corner.
we could have at some point, but
I mean, I was. I mean, I don't think the greatest quarterback, as a Giants fan, I don't think the greatest quarterback in the league would ever go to a place like Minnesota to play ball.
I mean,
Respectfully.
you can say that, but again, the NFL puts out those player surveys at the end of every year, and what has the NFL decided is the best place to play? Every player in the league agrees that it's Minnesota. They have the best facilities, the best ownership, the
Oh
best
shit, you're right.
everything.
That's why Aaron Rodgers is going to be a Viking this year, right?
No, God,
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
No.
he's gonna
Wait,
be a Viking.
you caller, you missed it. We were just
Full,
we were,
bitch.
we were, we were,
Full.
We had this
we were,
conversation.
we were just saying,
and
yeah.
no.
Well, I don't think the caller was present here at this point, but we did say with integrity that because they have JJ McCarthy and because more than willing to bet to not bring back Sam Darnold next year, they would not need Aaron Rodgers because he would just create more problems than fix issues.
He costs too much money, and nobody likes Aaron Rodgers. He's a weird person, and we don't
Nobody
want to
likes Brett
employ
Favre.
those. Yeah, but that was a different time and a different coach and a worse team. We're not going back to 2009. We're not reverting back to bad times.
Think about it this way.
There's
bro.
a reason the Jets have stayed bad, and there's a reason the Vikings aren't as bad. They've changed, and the Jets didn't. They stayed the dumpster fire, and they will continue to be a dumpster fire because their owner is an absolute moron.
Dude, I'll be their owner one day.
I genuinely hope
Nope.
so.
I'd be kind of scared, but also very hopeful too.
The
All right.
first thing I'd do is make sure Philly never wins a game.
No,
Well, I don't think owning the Jets
that
would
doesn't
really
help. Yeah.
do much
Well,
there.
every
You
game
play
I play,
once
I
every 4 years. so-
Oh, every game we
Well,
play.
I don't really. I honestly no. I changed my mind. I'd sell the Jets, own the Giants.
There you go.
Hey, that's much
I'm
much
such a
better.
Giants fan. I love the Giants.
At least you could bully the Eagles twice a year then.
True. Maybe
Or,
not.
Yeah.
well, attempt
okay.
to.
That's,
Uh,
yeah, that is true. Trap game something. Okay, caller. Anything else you want to say before we give you the boot?
No.
All right. Well, appreciate your time. Very valid
Good
points.
conversations.
Maybe good conversation.
Good
I
combo.
guess.
Good combo. Good
Uh,
combo.
appreciate you calling in. I hope we see you next episode.
Yeah, go Ravens. Fuck the Eagles.
Damn.
No, I,
Oh.
I know the guy. He's not a Giants fan. He's a Ravens fan.
Yeah. Oh,
Too funny.
that was incredible.
That was probably the best caller we've had in a long time.
I was so primed for the human greed thing. I sat here doing
Yeah,
this
you're-
for so
I-
long.
Wellington said you were ready to snap. I agree. I think you were just waiting for the right moment. That's too perfect. All right. Well,
My second breakfast.
any other? I think we don't have any more callers, but if there is anyone else out who wants to call in real quick, go right ahead. If not, one final question I would have to you, my friend. Why should people watch the Roundtable replay?
Why should people watch?
Based off of being a
seems
guest, what do you think?
Well, it just seems like it's a good place for open conversation between sports fans. Some that, at least seemingly, would normally hate each other.
True.
Eagles and Vikings fans seem to hate each other.
Really?
But here we were. We just conversed for 2.5 hours. Yeah, I don't really know why.
I don't think I ever thought of
but
it that way, really.
Well, every time. So it's just from being on Twitter. Anytime the Vikings get posted about, the comments are just filled. Even now, it's been 7 years with people just replying 38-7, and it makes me want to scream.
I'm not one of those Eagles fans who would do that, but that definitely is confusing.
Get over it. You won once. Chill. Well, and it doesn't help that we decide to lose to you every year in week 2. I don't know.
That is
I don't know
true.
what that was about. Like 5 years in a row, we played in week 2, and we lost every time.
I don't know what it is, man.
I mean, it was Kirk Cousins in prime time. That's
True.
what it was.
And Kirk Cousins in primetime beat us. So, well, I mean, did he really, or was it just? Were we just? But I don't know. We should be 10-1 right now. I'm not even gonna lie to you. We are one Saquon.
Oh God, I
we are
forgot that
we are
you
one
lost to the Falcon.
We are one Saquon catch away from being 10-1. This is crazy.
Tough.
I know, but I mean, it's all right. I'd rather right now be 9-2 with our current standing, just because even if we were 10-1, I feel like, well, something had to have like completely changed over that bye week. I was at first I was a little bit afraid that we had one so early. I was like, no, this is gonna be terrible down the stretch. But now I'm like, dude, I love it because we have such momentum afterwards, and now hopefully we can continue to carry it on throughout. If we get past Baltimore, I think we could potentially coast the rest of the season. More than likely, we'll see though. Hopefully everyone stays healthy. I just hope that Saquon just does not, or they don't. He knows when his limit is for to take breaks, so hopefully he continues to do that. But I do believe we'll have a good thing. I don't know. That's all I got.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I appreciate it, obviously. Thank you for coming on the show today. I think this is probably our longest episode, but I absolutely love it because there's so much to talk about, and I'm glad we have more callers.
I'm a certified yapper.
I love it, absolutely. So obviously we shout you out before, but go ahead, tell us where to find you, dude.
At the Geek Slays, literally everywhere. Including Blue Sky. I'm starting to use that more than Twitter.
I've heard about that. I feel like I should give it a go, but I don't know if I want to try it out just yet.
You should. There keeps being more and more people using it, and it's just Twitter, but from like 5 years ago when it was good.
Yeah,
so
that makes sense.
It's
I would
pretty
agree.
great place. Yeah, but Geek Slays everywhere. Run the North is the sports show I do every week, so if you want to hear me scream about sports, that would be where. And yeah, that's all I got. Thanks for having me. This was a blast.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it, dude. Thanks for joining on. I mean, yeah. With that being said, obviously, good luck to you this week. Obviously, we'll see how Sam Darnold does yet again. But I think I would love to see you guys maybe even potentially upset the Lions. It would be kind of cool. However, we'll just have to kind of wait and see what happens. And if anything else, have a good week, and thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Have a good one.
All right. See you, dude. Peace. My AI stuff. I'm kidding. There was nothing crazy there. Where's my face cam? Oops. Where is my face cam? It's gone. Shit. Am I not here anymore? I'm kidding. Yes, I am. What? I'm back. Alrighty. What an episode, dude. That was great. Absolutely shout out the Geek Slays. Where's this music coming from? Oh, this is still NFL music. That's cool. Shout Geek, of course, for hopping on the episode. Definitely knows ball, that's for sure. So I do appreciate that. And of course, Jedi Joker, thank you for the follow as well. I also do appreciate that. All right. I was thinking of ending, but honestly, I'm totally down to kind of stay live for a little bit longer if you guys want to hang out just a little bit. But not too late. And I know it's 12 now. Or you know what? Maybe I just kind of call it out here. I think I'm pretty good, actually, just to kind of end off things here, because obviously the episode is just the episode. But for the most part, yeah, we talked all we really wanted to do. Chief Wellington, you were here. SB was here too. Happy Thanksgiving. Actually, it's about to be Thanksgiving in about less than a minute, so I'll wait until it turns into Thanksgiving. And then we'll end off our time playing some yams. For the most part, I think that's all I really have to say. We'll be live again on Saturday to start the season of holidays, the holiday season. We'll be doing a Vamp Miss listening party. We might even do some Fortnite. We'll see, but I know Survivor Series is also on Saturday, so we'll have to figure that out. But check it out. All sorts of good stuff. Appreciate you guys watching. Have a great rest of your night. My name has been Night Sky. This has been Roundtable Replay, and I thank you all for your viewership. Once again, shout out to Jedi Joker and Geek Slays for being my host or my guest tonight. And I'll see you guys next week. If you guys know anyone who else wants to come on the show, let me know. I'd love to have more people on, but I would definitely appreciate it. Have a great night, guys. And I'll see you on Saturday, all things considered. Have a good one. Bye.